Alright, now I am unmuting and switching to gameplay. Welcome and anybody who's actually watching, which is nobody, so woo.
Wait. So how do you turn it back to a regular,
What do you mean?
to like a regular villager?
You need a splash potion of weakness and a golden apple.
Oh,
I
I
see
thought it was
somebody.
an
Oh, yep, it's
enchantable.
Iker. I saw somebody's name tag and it was Iker. If you don't, if anybody who is watching doesn't understand why my stream title is this, it's because recently somebody griefed us.
And that was for Pow.
Yeah, James, don't have another date with yourself in my chat, please.
Okay.
You've already
wait.
had one, so that's enough.
Wait, what's your stream? Back from the destruction?
Yeah, it's called Back from Destruction. And you can guess why I called it that.
Yeah.
Calling all the babies. When you accidentally call all the babies, un gran moment.
Okay, I joined your server. Sorry, unless you got a time machine, that's content is unavailable. The
The what?
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's a glitch. Just reload.
So wait,
Oh,
do
there
I
you
not have
go.
any other rails? Did I literally spend my only stack of rails on this, on the things? Okay, looks like I did. So that means the key is going to have to change from what it currently is.
Oh wait, can I go inside your?
No, you have to pay. Remember, but you have to pay 50
I don't
diamonds.
even have a single diamond.
Exactly. You still have to pay. I'm sorry. And well,
No, Ben.
hey, I'm trying to make a business here. Now, if you excuse me, I need to try making a key for a new key.
Ben, the dude mostly griefed my inventory. Help. Did
He
the dude
cannot
kill you?
grief your inventory.
Did the guy kill you?
He did not kill
Man,
anybody.
what the heck is that name? Jesus.
What?
What you named the dope blocks?
Oh yeah, don't worry about. Oh, that's why. There we
Can I
go.
go inside?
Yo,
Can I
wait,
go
why is there a
inside?
baby here? You know what? I'm not even gonna ask questions. Oh, they're breeding. No.
Ah!
No. You need 50
Fine,
diamonds.
I'll stay here.
You need 50 diamonds. Also, here are your 39 emeralds that you lost. Now place that block back.
Yay! My emeralds! My emeralds! Woohoo!
Oh wait, that's right.
I got my emeralds back.
I don't know what he stole from me.
He didn't
Yo,
steal
why is
anything
it-
from you. He didn't find your house.
Yo, wait.
Place
You
this
want me to
block
give you
back.
something I found in your hopper?
Oh yes, my two. Yeah, those he stole and put in his ender chest. So I had to get them back. Anyways, please place
Hey.
this block back.
Your farm's broken.
I know.
Yeah,
Please place this block back before I kill you
So
and
what-
get it myself.
How can I even get diamonds if John
Mining.
Mining.
Wow.
Get dunked. Welcome
Get dunked.
To
I think I've seen you in my chat before, haven't I?
Yo, I'm making rich. I have so much sugarcane. And if you
Oh
steal
yeah,
it,
James said he was gonna make it like almost like half a stack of diamonds until he said fine, a stack of emeralds.
yeah, because I was like, nobody has diamonds but Jonathan and Ben.
About maybe years ago, lol. I haven't been streaming
Wait,
for years
Ben,
yet,
Ben,
so
Ben, can I go down and just like say hi to the stream?
go down where? And say hi to who? I'm confused. Hey!
Hello, stream.
What are you doing down here?
How is he even down there?
You remember how RuPaul griefed? Well, I still have to replace the
Oh, yeah.
glass.
I
Yeah,
just
why-
noticed he had a creeper.
I'm pretty
face
sure I
on his
was
back.
the one of the first followers. Ims. Wait, how did you even get in here?
Hmm?
How did you even get in here? And what did you just take?
Nothing. I didn't take anything. I was looking what.
No. You stay out.
Yo, Sharpness V, you better watch your jet.
Yeah, I've got sharpness
Yeah.
5, looting 3, unbreaking 3, and mending 1 on this. You better
Dude,
be
why is there
careful.
like 4 villagers outside? Don't they supposed to be inside now?
Are they outside
right,
of the
1, 2,
actual
3.
building?
It is the newest
3,
version,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure, get dunked. I guess. I don't know. Pretty sure.
What version is this? You mean Bedrock Edition? It's Bedrock Edition of Minecraft.
Oh, I thought you meant like the version, like 1 point, like
Yeah.
1.
You stay out. I need to fix this quickly. Oof.
Let me go mining
I'm
at
making,
wild
I'm making,
living.
I'm making so much sugar cane.
Wait, Ben, do you have any good at mining places you found?
I don't think so. I've just been strip mining.
Where? At Y11?
Yeah. Where else would I strip mine, honestly? Where I need food. Where did you just disappeared?
Me?
Yeah. Did
Yeah,
you head
he's
back to your
robbing.
house?
He's robbing you.
No, I'm robbing you.
Yeah, you just said you're robbing you. I think I can possibly.
Hey, I
play.
think I can play possibly, maybe, I'm not sure. Well, this is a private SMP that is no longer accepting members as at the time due to a recent griefing attack that has happened.
Yeah, and if you're watching, and if you're the person that did this, you're.
You're a poopy head.
You, Rapal's probably not going to be here.
He's probably banned.
I haven't banned him yet because I forgot what his Twitch name was.
Calling all the.
Well, that's fine if he's in this. What if that's him?
Nah, oh, that's gotta suck. Yeah, it does. Alright, let's put these here. And boom.
Is it okay if I mine at your place where it says Y11? Or no?
Yeah, you can mine here, just you're not allowed in this area that I've made.
Yo, Eco,
No,
you,
if
want
just-
Eco, you want a sugarcane farm?
I'm not gonna waste my emeralds.
I didn't say emeralds. I said it's.
So James,
Dude, it's iron.
I don't even have iron.
Alright, I've now got 22 of the
That's
item.
how much I lost from that attack.
And then ask for iron.
Dude, you said you lost to emeralds only.
I lost my iron too, but I don't need it. I
You
can
don't
find
need it? Alright.
Nope.
You sure you don't want to get sugarcane farm?
Dude, James, there's caves all around.
I said sugarcane farm.
Yeah, but there's caves all around. I can literally just get iron. It's fine.
What are you doing in the server? Well, I'm trying to make not a economy. Economy, that's the word. Trying to make it, but everybody here is broke, so.
Ben, can you make a channel and like an announcements for business announcement, like people who have like a business?
Maybe. Just give me a moment. I need to put all of my earnings in my ender chest before somebody else tries stealing them again. There it is. Riches.
I found some iron. Let's go.
All right, there's another 3 diamond blocks, not emeralds. I've already got 37 emerald blocks, so that feels nice. Why do I have redstone in here? I'm not even gonna ask myself. You know what? You know what? I'll just place it there. All right, now if I try this, wait, something's not
I
right
have
here.
6 iron so far.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Neato.
We're just.
Oh, that hopper's missing. Okay, that's why it wasn't working. Oh,
I
I hear
don't think
another
I
iron
had a
golem
bullet
dying. More iron for me.
Yeah. Yo,
No.
Ben, you want another sugarcane farm?
Nah, mine produces already stacks before. You see that I'm an SCP fan? Uh-huh. I love the game. Everything about it.
Yeah, but your profile picture isn't an SCP.
Yeah, my profile picture is one that I made
It's
a
his own.
long time ago. I don't even know how long ago. So I'm gonna go give back these 33 iron blocks to Jonathan. Just put it in one of his chests, and then ask him about the emeralds another time.
You mean the
What's it
diamond?
go? He wants
Diamonds,
to go
that's
like-
it. Same. Ah, that's nice. Yep.
I fell into lava.
Hey, James. I just flew by.
What? Oh. Oh, I thought you were talking to
Oh,
Jeff.
geez, that was a weird lag spike. Alright, I just put it, wait,
Yeah,
he
your
puts them in there, that's right.
Your stream has died.
There.
Dude, your
Dude,
stream
no, I fell
My
into
stream's
lava.
messed up. What do you mean my stream's messed up? Oh,
is lagging really bad.
so that's what I just felt. This does
Nico
seem like a
fell
cool
off.
server.
Nico
That
fell
is a
off.
pretty good, it is a pretty cool server, especially some of the community. Some. Not all.
Except for Paul.
Yeah, well, he's no longer a part of the community, so.
He was before.
Hello.
You wanna
I see
join
you've
my
got
server?
the, Earth skin. Oh,
What do you
and
mean?
now you don't.
What's an off skin?
The Minecraft Earth. You got the free skin.
What's Minecraft off?
Oh my god, James.
I can't tell if he's joking or not.
What's Minecraft?
It's what you're playing right now.
Meow.
What am I playing right now?
Minecraft.
No. He's not playing Minecraft.
He's playing Earth.
Yes, there
Game's
you
a
go.
copy of
If a
Roblox,
spot's
oh
open,
my-
I'd love to join. All right. Well, we might be able to set that up another day.
Hey, Ben, can I go
yeah.
onto your strip mine?
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
James, do you have any torches?
I'm gonna turn up my brightness for mining.
Hey, for me? Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
For me, can you make me like
No, don't do it.
a
You're
big
gonna put them-
a big discount that I just give you 2 stacks of iron?
Bro, I don't accept iron because I have an iron farm.
Yeah, he has an
That's
iron.
why. I'll take from the
Ooh,
iron.
okay. Lava pool. Nice.
Yeah, I've been in those.
What is Red Steambot doing? Oh, it's AC Cloud. Baby boomer.
Oh, hello,
Wait.
AZ Cloud.
You hear me like a blowing sound, or is that
No,
just me?
I think that's just you, friend.
No, because on your stream I just hear the delay of my voice.
I don't hear any delay.
Wait, Ben, where's your strip mine again?
It's near the, villager thing.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Oh yeah, it's nighttime. I should start putting them back in their beds.
No. Yo, why is there just cactuses?
Oh yeah, so I'm trying to make a cacti farm so I can just have an XP bank, basically. The YouTuber Ben. I'm not only just a YouTuber. I'm a Twitch streamer as well, and Mixer.
And a Discord person.
Nah. 94
Oh.
followers. 94 followers on Twitch.tv.
Hello.
Bruh, he going through my farm.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to give one of these to him. Nice, you're growing. Yep. At,
Oh, yeah, I need an iron pick.
it's
James, do you have an extra iron
isn't
pick?
it Iron Pick time?
No, I do.
That's
I
one of
need
the
an iron
achievements.
pick. No, I
Okay.
don't.
Whenever I fly over to his base, Jonathan's base, I start lagging a bit.
James.
Okay, where's his old pass? I'm providing him with a new one right here.
How much emeralds do you have, James? I mean diamonds.
None.
I will say, last night was one of my most successful nights of streaming, and also one of the worst. Because of the fact that, holy heck, Discord is deafening me. What? What are you talking about, friend? Anyway, I'll later, Ben.
James, do you
All
have
right,
a
see you, dude.
pickaxe?
No, I just told you no.
No, you have a wood. Do you have any wood?
No.
Anyway, so,
Ah!
yesterday was great and bad because of the fact that I had I got a maximum of 5 viewers. Bad because Rapal harassed 4 different Discord servers because of me, because of how much he hated me.
Honestly, I wouldn't do that. If I was mad at someone, I would be like, okay, I would have to deal with it.
Yeah, I seem to be good at making friends that would love to backstab me in a future date. I mean, well, that was only Rapal. I think I'm better at making friends who really like to rage when I do literally anything.
Oh, I
Me.
think I know who that is.
Who do you think I'm talking about?
Cool.
Me.
No, no. Well, you could be one of the players, people. Anyways, the person I was actually thinking about was Death Rider.
Who's that?
Friend of mine on Discord. He got very mad when I removed his judge role from DGT.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Well, I have the same kind of friends. Yeah, I mean, wait, water bucket.
Watoshi.
Wait, why do I need a water bucket? Oh yeah, that's right. That's why.
Wait, dude, do you have any coal?
Okay, yes I do, but I'll do trade later, but I kind of currently
No, I
have
just need
to
coal
do
so I can get
something.
iron.
Okay, where's all my glass?
I
Oh.
have coal, but you gotta buy my things, and I'll give you coal.
Oh, come on, James.
Hey, look, we're starting up an economy here.
Yeah.
You should have seen what what's his name? Jonathan said yesterday.
Oh yeah.
He said like 100 diamonds for this. And I was like, look at that, I just made a businessman.
Yeah, you were like, I just peed everyone accident.
Wait, what did you
My
say?
neck has been
100
killing me all day. Oh, that's rough.
100 diamonds for what?
I don't know. I can't remember anymore.
Was it for like the pass?
I'm finding so much iron. This is gonna be awesome.
Alright.
And a lot of lava that I hope nobody has stolen the diamond. And Eco is.
Okay, so let's see. Dang it! The hopper picked it up. Alright, Hopper, give me my cauldron back. It's the trash can of this place.
Wait, James.
Wait, what? Where'd it go?
James, you see this stone block?
Huh?
James,
What?
you see this stone block right here?
Yeah.
I picked it up somehow.
Yeah, because Ben was mining.
Yay, griefers, yeah. It can be very annoying. I mean, let's see. That's so wrong. And don't worry, friend, I do that quite often as well. Anyway, so here's what they did. So first off, I'm going to guess they placed TNT right here because there was a giant hole here and my villagers were everywhere. And I actually, how many did we actually? We actually gained a villager? What? Okay, that's confusing. We actually gained a villager instead of losing literally any. And then I'll show you what else he did in a moment, but he destroyed quite a bit outside as well. I have fixed it all by now, thanks to a vote by the NPM members. And honestly, as usual, you guys tell me if I was justified in what I did, but what I did is I went into creative mode and not rebuilt, but well, yeah, rebuilt and got back everything that was stolen. What are you? You're the shepherd.
Who are?
Alright, then you are the cartographer, so you need this. You're the black...
I'm looking for
you're,
50 diamonds.
Alright, my food.
you're a librarian, so...
James, much diamond do you have?
Librarian, boom, boom, boom,
You have
boom,
what?
boom. Oh, wait,
9.
I ran out. Oh, looks like...
Aw,
I was making an SCP world, and we were making
I wanted
Elucid
the
containment,
patch, but
which
you
is
don't even
basically
have
like
enough.
containment, and I was working on an SCP
If I actually did have
chamber, and I
diamonds,
heard
what do
an
you think?
explosion. That's not good.
damn, it's bad. Wait, what?
Alright. Boom,
I
boom,
just heard
boom,
James
boom.
yell in the background.
What?
I just heard James yell in the background like, I just found just diamonds right now.
No, I didn't. I said I would not.
Armorer. What are you? You don't... Wait, what are you? You're a stonemason. Oh, okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. We've got you again. It was an entrance zone. Oh, no, that's
James,
that's
you're
never
supposed-
good. If you hear an explosion in entrance zone, you know something bad just happened.
I'm not even there, so I can't hear.
Alright, water. Where'd James just go?
He went somewhere. No
And
more
all
cause
my
eating.
all the redstone my friend made got blown up, unfixable. Ah, that sucks. What? Sounds like my parents are having a bad day now. It sounded like a glass just broke downstairs.
Why did they accidentally break it, or what do you think?
I think it just fell out of her hands. That's what it sounded like. You had to make a new world.
Was she was like, oh, was she like that?
Well, now she's extremely upset, so I'm pretty sure what she's. I heard it wasn't even in her. Okay, hold on. All right, I'm back. So what did I miss?
Hello. Nothing. I just need a crafting table. Can you go down and give me a crafting table?
Maybe. Hold
'Cause
on. I didn't put layers. What do you mean you didn't put layers? I got blown up by the same guy. Oof. Then we made the final worlds you're working on today. Story with Get Dunked 29. Yeah, that's a pretty bad story because of griefers. Anyway, so I just saw the damage that the glass did. Anyway, so what I was saying before. Okay, that's not a good idea. Maybe up there.
Okay, can you come down here and give me a crafting table?
Yeah, let me go grab one from my chest. Anyway, so what I basically what happened with this server is I gave everybody 5 options. All the NPM players 5 options. Option 1, I go into creative mode and fix everything on the server that broke. Option 2, I excuse me. We don't worry about this we don't worry about this and move on to season 3 of NPM. Option 3, we don't worry about this and just continue on with season 2 of NPM.
Oh, you just said that twice.
No, I said we continue. The first one I said continue on with season 2. The first one, no. The first one I said go to season 3. The second one was continue with season 2.
But you said option 3 twice.
Oh, well, option 2 was move on to season 3. Option.
No, the first one was like
Where are
keep
you?
along with the season like nothing happened. The second one was fix everything. The third one was
No, dude.
move to season 3.
See, the first option was fix everything and continue on with season 2. The second one was move on to season 3. Here, dude. Second one was on move on to season 3. Third one was move on continue season 2 like nothing with the damages. Option 4 was move on to season 3, close the server down until until the 1.15 or 1.16 update comes out. So the Nether update, which actually
Oh, that would have been like half a year.
yeah, or option 5, which is move on to season 3 when I feel like I am safe and I'm good to do so.
And I don't think you would have been safe at any time.
No, I would have done it eventually. You know, it's actually funny. After such time off, one of my staff members, Pizza Boy, is actually back here, so I'm surprised. Oh yeah, and so this is what else he did. He basically destroyed my entire farm, and that is a side effect.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Water. Alright, much better. Remember, kids, always stay hydrated. Oh, look,
Great,
more
I
iron.
almost ran into a lava pool.
Question. Discord's Got Talent. When is it? What is it? Oh, what is it? Discord's Got Talent. Basically, it's like America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent. I don't know.
But people saying stuff on Discord, technically.
Yeah, basically, our only entries so far have been people who sing. I mean, we did get one entry. Did get two entries that were completely different, but they just didn't make any sense. One of them was show off the memes they make.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's on like Captain Sparkle's video too.
so yeah, one option was that. The other option was...
Wait, are you like? Wait, have you ever done Discord's Got Talent before?
No, but I got the idea from Quackity, I believe it was. I believe Quackity
it
has
literally called
basically done
Discord's
3
Got
videos on a Discord Got Talent. Anyway, so and the other thing the person said was they show off their Pokemon, which not much of a talent in my opinion, but okay.
That's just like flexing.
Okay, looting 3, power 2. Okay, that's right, I need to put these signs back. So, you're looting 3, power 2. You are Silk Touch 1 and Smite 2.
I'm still looking for diamonds. Haven't found any, and I've gone through 2 pickaxes already.
Yeah, Unbreaking 3, Looting 2, and Lure 2.
This is gonna be a real pain.
I have a bunch of little songs I made on Soundtrap. Would that count? Yeah, that's a talent, making songs. Aqua Affinity and Infinity, so...
Minecraft music playing.
So yeah, you could... I actually think that would count.
Ooh,
Sharpness 5, Piercing 3,
I
Frostwalker
think
1.
like you would win if you made music.
Alright. Well, not really songs, I guess. Alright, Mending 1, Infinity 1, Fire Aspect 1.
Or like little beats or anything, right?
Huh?
Like I was saying, it would have been like I was talking to the guy. Like
Ah.
it would have been like any beats or anything, right?
Depth Strider 3, Punch 2, Mending.
Oh, dude, I was not paying attention and I almost died in lava
Punch, that's right.
at all. Dude, Ben, did you hear me?
Yeah.
When you don't pay attention at Y11, you can instantly die.
I accidentally put a 1 there, but I'll fix that in a moment.
I can use gravel or build.
Alright. 3 more librarians to go through. Fortune 3, Blast Protection 2, Infinity. Okay, so we've got 3 Infinity Villagers. This one sells it for 13. So one person sells Infinity for 13. $16.
Now I see where this lava's coming from.
And 17. Then this dude right over here, Depth Strider, Punch, and Mending. So, this dude over here is the best Infinity bookseller. Oh, there goes James.
James is left.
No, he didn't leave. It kicked him out because he's AFK. So, So
rip.
so it's Fortune 3 so wait, this dude sells Fortune 3. Didn't somebody else sell Fortune 3? You sell Efficiency 4. You sell Projectile Protection and Fortune. So 12 emeralds for that. And stop going to bed. I need my deals. Want me to send you one to show what I mean? Sure. Okay, so 37 emeralds, and you are 12 emeralds. So, Fortune 3, Blast Protection 2, and Best Infinity.
Looking for diamonds is really hard, my dude.
I will say,
Aw.
when Rapal griefed the server, I was extremely happy he didn't kill the villager in the middle of my iron farm. Because
Oh, because that's like the good one, right?
no, because he's the one that makes the iron farm work. Without him, the iron farm doesn't work.
Okay, I'm gonna join James's call.
Oh,
Oh, James,
hey
I'm
James,
back. What?
you're still on the other call.
Yeah, 'cause they moved me to AFK.
hold on. Oh yeah, I should ask. You're okay with me playing this on stream, right, dude?
Yeah.
No, not you. Not you guys.
Yeah, I'm okay.
No, I'm not asking both of you. I'm asking Get Dunked.
What is that supposed to mean? Oh, what are you streaming?
I stream on Friday nights and Saturday nights, dude. What do you expect? I don't care. I've shown this to other
Oh.
people. All right.
James, you wanna help me find diamonds?
No, I'm busy.
With what? Nothing?
Yes, building another
Well, that's pretty really good. Who made that? Who made this? It's pretty good. Ben. Ah!
Yeah,
Ben.
that's actually quite good.
Yeah, that's
Ben, did you hear me yell?
Yeah, I heard you yelling in the background. I don't know what it was for.
because he's really stupid. I'm kidding.
Yeah, kind of. Cause like I was mining, and then water just poured down, and I'm next to lava, and then the rest of the water was bringing me down all the way to the lava, and I have all my good stuff on.
Pee pee.
Well, anyways, I'd say, yeah, that would actually work great for the DGT thing. I mean, we've only got singing entries that have been accepted because, well, they are the ones that make sense.
I have no idea. Wait, did I say I can sing?
I believe so.
Okay, no, I can't.
Wow.
Yeah, James can sing by going ah.
Oh, excuse me for a moment.
Ah, boy.
When you excuse yourself for a moment, excuse me.
I only found one diamond. That is
Congrat-
the saddest moment of my life.
Congratulations! You have won the re badge.
Where's down? Where's down?
The
light.
lights.
I'm about to head out.
I'm pretty sure Red Bull robbed our carts for the railroad. Oh, we just took them. I didn't take one. The
I
lights.
didn't either.
When the lights accidentally go. Oh crap!
I'm about to head out.
The
Dude, you know what's funny? The second I was saying, "Oh crap," I'm about to
Alright,
head
I'm
out.
back.
My
Not to sound
character-
cocky or anything,
Okay.
but I've never seen anyone
Ben,
say
you know
it's
what's
bad
funny?
again. Not to sound cocky. I honestly,
Ben,
there will be people who say that, but
Yo.
otherwise, it's really good in my opinion. Nothing much better than anything I could do. So, what's been going on?
Ben, Ben, you know what's something funny?
What?
Me and James were singing the song that says I'm about to head out, and we're like the lights, and then James is like, when the lights get turned off, and then I just walked inside a cave. He's like, aw crap, and I say I'm about to head out,
Hey,
and since
hey.
I was next to lava
Can you
and
start?
water,
You're
my
talking
character
so
goes
fast.
into water, and then it just starts going into lava, and I was like, I'm about to head out.
Neat.
So I was like, oh, Didi goes out, didn't you?
Okay, so does anybody else
So
have the
Ben,
same trades?
I found 1 diamond. Is that worth? I'm kidding.
You need 50. I'm sorry to tell you,
I
but...
need 49 more. Sad.
Mhm.
I'll just go steal from Jonathan. I'm kidding.
He doesn't have any diamonds,
Wait,
remember?
should I check his house just to make sure he's not lying?
Well, he has to. The only thing is, he might be lying because he asked James for 1 diamond to buy the $100 pass, the 100 diamond pass.
Yo, here's a diamond. Now I just have to
Hey,
get you
hey,
49
what are you
more.
doing in here?
I was
No,
giving you one
you take
diamond,
you
now I
keep it
get
until you
no,
have enough.
no.
You keep
No,
it
you
until.
keep it, and I'll slowly be giving you everything.
No, that's not how this works. You keep it until you have enough because,
No, I'll slowly be giving you
dude,
everything.
I'll lose track on how many you give me.
You'll see how much there will.
Okay, wait,
Just
where
put
did
it in a chest.
where'd I put my?
Put it in a chest. Put it in the chest called Eker's diamond.
Oh yeah, Iker, I've got a bunch of your
That-
stuff from when you died a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's see. It has a Bane of Arthropods 5 sword, looting 2, mending 1, and a fortune 2 shovel. I'll bring it to you.
Oh, you could have given me that looting. Oh.
I'm bringing it to you.
There's no
Yeah, it's a shovel. Why do you need fortune on a shovel?
Oh, I thought you.
There.
I thought you meant I thought you meant a pickaxe.
Nope.
Woo! My shulker box.
Yep.
Oh, come on! You gave me back my diamond.
You keep it. I will not be able to keep track of it.
You just made me put. Frick you. Fine, I'll just leave.
Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome,
I-
David.
I
Oh, he
You're
wasn't
said a
welcome.
cuss.
cuss word. He said a cuss.
He said
cussed.
frick.
I know. That's what
Yeah.
That's not cussing.
I know.
Protection 4, fortune 3. Wait, so this dude sells fortune 3 for 37. This dude sells fortune 3 for 12.
Yo, can I buy something?
No. Well,
Need
what?
100 diamonds.
Can I buy something for right now? Because the 100 diamond passes for limit for like
Well, for you, it's
there.
50 diamonds.
But is it like always
Wait,
for
why is it
always
50
going in
diamonds?
there? or-
It's infinite. It's an infinite pass.
Wait, did you make it 50 diamonds?
No, for him it's
No, he
50
made it for
diamonds
me.
because he was involved in the Rapal attack. You were not because you had nothing taken from you, James.
And James, you were technically, yeah, James. The only thing you had taken was air.
You stop raging.
I'm just saying true facts. The only thing you had taken was air.
Equal spin. Yeah, so I deserve a 100 discount. Now I'm breathing and I am now currently suffocate.
No, you don't. You don't suffocate in Minecraft.
Do you know what a choke is by any chance?
If he killed you 10 times in a row, I think you would have deserved like a 1 diamond. I'm kidding.
Well,
If he
James
spawned
does.
killed you-
I'm kidding.
James is owed 1 diamond
Lights.
from Jonathan. So I just joined the GGT. I might have a chance. You honestly might because we've got 4 singers, somebody who does something else. Actually, I'm pretty sure, and then you.
I am currently the single.
Why is there dirt in here?
It was probably eco breaking it or something.
No, it's probably from the explosion.
Oh my god. Okay, so what can I buy over there?
Nothing.
Over here, you can't buy anything until you have the pass.
But that's the unlimited pass.
Yeah, so okay, so if you do get the pass, you will have access to the villagers, the iron farm, the zero tick sugarcane farm, and currently there are you can pay 1 diamond for 2 books.
Oh, that's the like.
But wait, but what if you don't have the pass? Is it just like?
You have to
Just
have the
like-
pass to get all this stuff.
But what if you don't have the pass? Do you have to wait a long time just to do one thing?
Yeah, you need the pass to get anything.
Oh,
Welcome back.
give
Thank you
Eco
for
a stack of diamond.
No, I don't even have 50 diamonds. No, but wanna know, bro? I can. Bruh, do you want paper?
I need diamonds.
I'm
and how does
unique. Yeah,
Jonathan
yeah,
have-
you're pretty unique. If
No,
you
but-
win, what
but
do you
he
get?
could-
That is still currently being discussed. We actually discussed that during the meeting we had today, so it is unknown what you'll get, but
20
Wait.
diamonds, team pick up.
Dude, Ben, if we win, can we get 100 diamonds?
No.
no, that's because you guys are on this Discord are on this server. You don't get 100 diamonds because you win the DGT thing.
Wait, Ben. So, where does the God knows where one go?
Oh, so that goes to the old villager breeder. But now there's just the nether villager there.
Then I'll just go to the old one and then just trade for them.
Guess what? There's none there.
No, there's actually one.
Yeah,
there.
there's one still there, but I'm gonna go kill it. Actually, wait, no, there's none there. That one that the nether villager is to stay where he is, and he cannot trade whatsoever. He's basically just the icon of the nether currently.
Hey, you'll never know. I went inside and traded 10,000 villagers.
Yo,
Oh,
yo,
I'm
Eco,
about to kill somebody.
Yo, Eco, I have a question for you. Eco, you're gonna die.
Help! James, help!
But I'm at my sugarcane farm. How would I help you?
He's gonna kill me!
Yeah, so get out
Hello.
of there.
I did go outside and he...
Yo, Eco, do you need paper?
I just had to walk around you. Oh, you want to go, bro?
No, I hit...
You want to go? I'll use my berries to kill you.
Bet that Eco's gonna scream and he's gonna.
I didn't even hit you with my sword, dang it. Get over here, boy. You can't get away no matter how hard you try.
He stole my elytra. Can I at least have an elytra back?
Sure.
Yay.
I'll give it to you in a moment.
Now I just have time to break your cactus.
This dude's selling gunpowder. Get out of here.
Yo, Eco,
Well, that's actually kind of useful.
Not anymore. I'm going to soon have a
No.
gunpowder farm.
Yo,
Wait, how would you even get experience from cactus?
Basically, I also need a bamboo farm. So, the cactus will go into the bamboo will go into the fuel part of a furnace, and the cactus will go into the top of it. And so the cactus will be smelted down into green dye. And so if you take one of those green dye, it'll give you experience for smelting. That makes sense, right?
Oh my... Okay.
What was that oh my about?
Nothing.
Another question. What's with the court thing? Oh, yeah, so if somebody accuses somebody else of things and things get way too out of hand, which thankfully things have not, we use that.
Oh no, I said oh my because I just noticed I had a stack and 4 redstone.
Yo, Eco, do you need paper?
No, James, I really do
Alright,
not.
hold on.
Why not? You have an elytra, need fireworks.
There, you should have your elytra now. The
Thank
elytra you
you.
lost.
Now you have an elytra. Yeah. Yo, who wants free paper? I'm giving away 1 stack of sugar.
Wait, Ben. You want to see my Halloween costume?
No. Sure.
Why not?
I don't have my
You
pass.
guys-
Hold on.
I'm giving away a stack of sugar cane.
I can make a blue shulker box. Should I do
Nobody
it?
wants the stack of
Why would I need one?
Yeah, actually, James, I don't even have a stack of iron.
You look like a pumpkin.
I'm giving it away for free.
No, I'm little Pippi.
Okay, well, nobody's getting a stack.
Ow! Ow!
You did this and had your shield. The only thing I could think of doing is punching you.
because it's
Punch
gonna
me.
be. It's
Ready?
free.
Fly with me. Come on. Woo! Oh.
Ow!
I'm gonna fly away. Oh, I missed.
That might work actually. Oh my god.
Get over here. All right. Yummy.
So
Now you put up. Now you pull out.
I
yours.
don't have a shield.
Ah, I'm kidding.
No, you don't want to. You don't want.
I think I can craft you one.
I can craft my own. I have an iron farm.
Oh, I guess you don't want.
No, I'll be generous and craft.
All right. What is it that I need for this XP vault?
Yo, Ben, can you set up a giveaway channel?
Yeah, like a giveaway channel of like a giveaway of a pass.
Because since nobody here wants a stack of sugarcane for
Sure,
free, I
here.
wanna
I'll
do
do that. So,
Oh no, dude, you should make one giveaway called free
pass.
free pass. And I'll be the only one inside it because I actually want to go inside.
Yeah, me too. Literally everyone who knows about it wants.
there. Two
No,
more, two
Jonathan
new
already has it
channels.
'cause he probably cheated.
Do you know channels?
Hey, I'm a little bit suspicious. I'm thinking that
Oh,
did
business.
you
Yeah.
give him 100 diamonds? Cause how could he find more than a stack of diamonds
Okay,
in
I'm
just
making-
one row?
Sweet.
Sweet home Alabama. Yo, Ben. You want a shield, right?
Hold on. Wait, what should I even call this place? It needs a name.
Ben, I'm going down there.
No, you come in, you will die.
Boom! I did my business and who joined? Oh, zombie guy did. I
Hey,
started out-
hey, what do you think you're?
I'm not in your house.
Yeah, no going down here. All right, come on, get back up. Thank you. You can't even get in that way anymore,
I was being generous to give you that, and then you just try to kill me.
dude. You can't
Yeah,
even
I-
get in that way anymore.
Yeah. Dang, I forgot you have thorns.
You want to go, bro?
Guys,
Just
I'm
walk
doing,
into
the,
that
I'm doing
hole.
a giveaway. Join it.
Dang it!
Yo,
Put your shield on. Oh.
Yeah. All right, hold on.
That's fun. Wait, let's do it up here. Let's do it up here.
No, hold on. I need to figure out what I should call my place. It needs a name. Oh, unmute you, JC? Sure thing. Hello, JC.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh, hello. Watch this. Look,
Yeah,
dude, guess what? Look at that. I can fly. You can't.
now you're bragging.
And,
Bragging rights.
Yeah, he's
dang it, I need to
bragging.
buy bragging rights? No.
Yes, you do.
Nice try, mister.
Better looking
okay,
son.
I have. Hey, you don't want to buy Ben's pass for sure.
No, no.
You can't buy my pass for sugarcane. You don't even have my pass, dude.
No, but I said,
Who's
hey, you
zombie
don't want to
guy?
buy Ben's pass for sugarcane and more.
Who's the zombie guy?
I'm just the kid right here.
Who is
Yo,
this?
zombie guy, do you even have
Who's
Windows
nobody?
10?
Wait,
Boy
what?
kid?
You even have Minecraft Windows 10?
I have
Hey,
yes,
James,
I
copy
do.
your message. I'm making a quick change to the business channel.
Okay, I
Copied it? Alright, I'm deleting your message so I can make the quick changes. Don't paste it
You
yet.
walking-
Don't paste it yet.
Ben,
Hold on.
here's my way to get to your farm.
Fartness.
Ben, go outside of your house.
Give me a moment.
Isn't me right here, circle?
Ben, go
Whoa,
outside
I
of your
just
house
jumped
right
out
now.
of the window.
Ben, go outside of their house.
Okay,
right
okay. JC, don't spam your mic, please. Nobody likes it.
now. Ben,
Where?
Back.
outside of your stupid.
I
building.
am.
Why do you call
Yeah.
everything's stupid. Like,
Where are
Yeah,
you?
why'd
I
you
mean,
pillar
he is
up?
stupid.
Where are you? I don't see you, and I can see everything down.
something called players not loading.
Hello?
Okay, go down, go down, go down. Go down.
Wait, why do you have a floating island?
Actually, you stay up here. You glide with me, okay?
Oh, stinky. Oh,
No, just glide with me.
I'm trying to take down your
No,
stupid pillar.
Bye,
Ah,
guys.
great.
James, where's your house?
right behind the spider spawn. And I'm currently gonna go on a flying trip. And if you steal my sugar cane, I'm kicking you. I'm killing you. Before the
I'll do
day
the same.
bleeds and the night is gone.
No more cancer. This
Shut up, boomer.
you're the one talking.
You're both cancer here. Can we just agree on
Get
that?
wrecked, James.
Okay.
Oh,
James, do you have any gunpowder?
no.
I have plenty.
I used it on
You
fire
better
before.
destroy that pillar.
James, can I have one rocket?
I once had a guy dig into my base and murder my
No,
face.
Get out of my
Oof.
property right now. Get out of my property. Okay, it's a joke.
No,
Iker, you better get rid of this giant pillar you just built.
never.
Alright, looks like somebody's about to die.
Oh, have fun, Eco.
Do it
Yeah,
brutally.
That's a reason to kill somebody. So.
Alright.
Ben, whoever you're gonna kill, do it brutally.
I've got a sharpness 5 sword.
Oh, good. That's an insta kill, basically.
No, sadly not, but, I mean,
Don't kill yet. Don't kill yet.
No, he's gotta do it when man's gotta do it.
I'm not
he
going to
gotta
do it. In fact, what was I going to do?
Okay, Ben, try to kill me.
I'm not going to try. I'm trying to think of something.
Bet you will try to kill me. Bet you won't kill me.
Can you just
Go.
poop everywhere?
Bet you won't kill me for the pass.
And the day's gone.
Stop slooping.
Who would kill someone for? Who would say that? If
Bet
I
you
bet-
won't kill me for if I am right, I get the pass.
No, you don't get the
Deal?
pass.
Oh,
Fine, I'll just get 10
Eco's trying to
Ben.
You
gamble
don't
his
get
way in.
anything.
Stop
Why?
slooping everywhere.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
You not know.
James, can I have how much rockets do you have?
18 and I
Oof.
should have entered and you should have said yes when I was giving away.
Oh
food.
no.
Why?
But you said it and said no because you thought it costed money. Anyways, you're in the giveaway. Oh wait, no, I have to copy. To list your business, copy this.
You cheeky bastard.
Hey! Watch your language.
Hey,
What?
Watch your language.
my stupid. Oh my god. James,
Oh, you better not. You better not, Ben. You better
I
not.
will.
What?
No, you don't. No, better not.
Dude,
No.
guess what?
stupid.
You died.
Told ya!
Who
Told
died?
ya I could.
Whoa, Phantom!
Oh, hey Phantom, how are ya? You coming to...
This is a
Ah!
Okay, well, now that's my cue to leave.
Ooh, shot somebody
Bro,
in
there's a
midair.
phantom
Dit,
Nice.
dit, 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 dit,
Still.
dit, dit. There. There's all your stuff back. Have a nice night. That's what you get for trying to make a bet with me.
Ah, zombie!
Glass shot.
And you can't even catch up to me, so... just a heads
headshot
up.
In midair.
What's the heads
nice.
up?
What? Why did the zombie just drop the carrot? How nice.
Oh, I dropped the carrot? Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, thanks. Wait, how did you know I was doing a headshot to it?
Headshot.
Nope. I'm trying to aim this.
Ooh, more iron. Now I've got to
Phantom
think.
die.
Can this phantom not?
Finally, I got another phantom boy.
Why do my rockets not want to work?
Because you're not flying. So it's just a bug.
Let's see, so if I put pistons here, or...
You better not kill me. Ugh. Never mind.
I've got to
He
think.
killed me.
How would I do this? Please don't die on stream. It's not family friendly.
It's normal to die. Isn't it normal to die?
It's not family friendly to do it on stream.
Okay, I'm gonna do it anyways.
No. Yo, thanks for the carrot. Man.
Oh, he no-scoped me. How did he hit me again?
Yo, mama fat.
You're the one talking, aren't you?
Oh,
Yo, guys, I'm gonna do a
No-scope in front.
I'm gonna do a reenactment of Nico when he dies. I'm kidding, that's me.
What do you mean? All the screaming and anger and hatred? Hatred?
Yeah, that happens. Like as soon as he does something, I'm like, uh-oh.
Hey James, you didn't copy it.
Oh, well, too late. I didn't really care. I just.
No, you want to know what's funny? Ah. No. What?
Ben,
What?
Ben. Try to kill me.
Oh, you're asking it for it now. Wait, I haven't passed right yet.
You're literally gonna go like.
No, what, actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm
Are
gonna.
you a siren?
Kidding. What?
What am I gonna do?
You sounded like a siren for there.
Ben,
You're-
kill me.
Oh,
I
guys,
dare you.
guys, look who's in the chat. Look who's in the chat.
Wait, is it a
I don't
portal?
care.
It's RuPaul.
Oh, look at that. Look who came back to make friends.
Wait, what's his name?
It's not. Oh wait. Sorry, not RuPaul. No, it's not RuPaul. No, not RuPaul. Sorry, wrong person.
Well,
It's
dude,
not RuPaul. It's RJ. I got the names mixed up. That's not RuPaul.
Bruh.
It's RJ.
Come on, can you?
I
mix
got
that
it
up?
mixed up because our RuPaul has been on my mind recently because of how much he angers me after what he has done. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, RJ.
RJ, how is
I
computer
know
left?
someone whose name is RJ. I didn't.
Hello. Anyways, hello,
Hey,
RJ.
hey,
What
Ben,
sins are you on RuPaul's
Ben,
side?
Ben.
What?
Ben. How much rockets do you have?
49.
RJ, I have a question for you.
49?
How's life?
How much would you give me for a diamond?
None.
You took my shulker. You took
I didn't take your shulker. My inventory has what I have.
Look at you.
I know.
inventory.
I've got my
Ben.
pass. I got my water bucket. I got my
Ben.
shovel, my pickaxe, my axe, my sweet berries, my fireworks, my bow, my other pickaxe, and my sword, and my armor, and my shield.
Oh, well, my...
Yo, what?
It's dead to me now.
What's dead to you?
My shulker box.
Who summons me?
No scope! Oh, I just no scoped that zombie. Get destroyed.
What did I do?
You did everything, apparently. It's always everything. Okay, what's happening?
I mean, yeah, that's the
You
truth.
started
You've
making
inside.
spooky noises at the door for no reason. You like.
Oh yeah, and because of RuPaul's recent outrage, we are missing. We are down to 3 judges for the DGT thing.
Wait, what's his name again? Not RJ?
RuPaul. Not RJ is RJ. That's sadly not RuPaul.
Wait, he left the chat.
Oh.
Wait.
Wait, how? Guys, I am confused. I'm up to 6 viewers.
What?
6 viewers. What is this?
Congratulations.
Wait,
My
who's
Matt.
RuPaul? RJ? or what?
RuPaul. That is RJ is not RuPaul. I made a mistake.
Is it
I have not yet contacted the elders on the meaning of life, nor the well-being, for I am here to deliver thy Lord's punishment upon thee. Dude, would you please stop being so I don't even know what the word is anymore. I just had to deal with a bunch of RuPaul's BS, so...
Hey, don't say that.
Hey, I didn't say the actual word.
Oh, then that means I can
You
say
can
it.
say
Just like
BS,
this.
but...
Boy,
Not the
crap.
word.
Wait,
Uh.
BS. what-
Poo-poo.
Give me a word that's S. Words that start
Okay,
with S.
goodbye, James. Goodbye. You're banned.
Uh,
Wait, what are words that start with S? Suck. Boys suck. Who's
I,
this?
They
I, I
suck
know,
something.
we all know that he knows what I'm saying, but he's just not going to say it.
I am family friendly
Yes, you
man.
are.
I already know what Repulse
Bye
said, and
guys.
it's not
Bye
even
guys. Bye
good.
guys. Bye guys.
Bye,
Alright, you gotta go, Eker?
Yeah, his internet goes out.
Demonetized. Yeah, that's probably gonna happen, but I don't really care anymore.
Wait, did I really just get you demonetized?
You probably did. You
Yes, you
probably
did.
honestly did because of saying that.
Wait, how?
Thank the YouTube algorithm.
The boys suck?
YouTube's trash now
Yeah,
after
YouTube's
copyright.
YouTube is like poopy.
Dude, ugh, dude.
That meme is
Even
not
a
funny.
single se-
I know, I just have to stock in my
Your temporary flesh
No,
vessel
stop.
remains alive. Remains live. Surprising.
Joe's barbecue foot massage. Joe's.
RJ, how's the computer lessons? Don't ask questions on what I just
Yeah,
said.
I'm not going to, just because it's you who's asking that. I've learned to just stop asking questions about everybody who's currently in my Discord server.
Yeah, we do a lot of weird things in the world.
What do you mean by a lot? You do way more than a lot.
I do a gajillion.
And there goes Iker. He's gone forever.
RIP 2019 to 2019. Ah!
Alright. Oh. James, where'd you go?
So Ben,
Hmm?
how's life?
Fine. Just making a bunch of paper here.
Oh, you're lucky.
James, where'd you go?
James dead.
Alright. Emeralds for
The Fury.
days.
No.
In fact, you know what? I should be holding my shovel more than anything.
Guys,
What?
so you know how I screamed? Ah!
No.
Yeah, well, I did. I hit my kneecap on the table, and my computer just restarted itself.
That happened.
When you
Okay.
want to join the server, but Minecrafting
Whenever
River
I
stopped
slam
your...
my desk or hit it, it just. Whenever I slam my desk or hit it, it just is. My PC's like. Let's
You should
restart.
get a new
No,
PC.
No. Okay, here, James. That happens to me too. So on the bottom, because we have like a little gap on the bottom. On the bottom is where the PC is
Knockback
connected.
1.
And if I hit it, it just like resets the monitor.
Infinity,
Wait, did you hear me scream? Ah, though.
No.
Damn. No, wait, no, guys, get a clip of the last couple of seconds. I want to hear myself go. Literally die. Please.
I can't do that.
Right, I'm gonna go watch
I'm
some-
literally the one
Oh,
streaming.
well, I'm gonna go watch some YouTube on my phone while I wait. Alright, have fun. Rest in peace, Equal. See.
Looks like he's dead
Yep.
now.
Well, you're the true dead one here, so...
Yes, because I'm a zombie. I'm from the undead.
Yes. May Thee ask James whether he has delivered the supreme punishment upon Ben. Reasonable. What? I don't know what you're talking about anymore. This is why I call RJ the mysterious man of no words but random noises. Alright, 7 more emerald blocks. Alright, there we go. Oh, I can make another emerald block, sweet. Where's my pickaxe? There it is. And back in the chest you go. Alright, a bunch of that. I'm gonna go trade some glass panes for emeralds. Alright, there we go. Put those back. Oh, you know what? Take that gold. Riches. There. And we're good. JC, did you die? I take his silence as a yes.
Sorry, I'm so concentrated.
What are you concentrated on?
on this game?
What game?
A zombie game.
So you're killing yourself.
Oh, yes. Oh.
What else?
Oh, that hurts.
Good. I mean, sure, I don't know. I don't understand you anymore, JC. You're just...
No, I'm so close.
Okay. Oh.
No, he left me.
Okay.
Oh, how dare you leave me with the zombies.
We'll be back in a bit. Alright, see ya. See ya, dude. Understanding what this temporary vessel is communicating is not the priority, Ben. For there is nothing to understand. This vessel has not achieved ascension yet. As this vessel isn't a resident, it serves one purpose, to fulfill the duties given to it by the Lords. Well, whatever the Lords gave me, whatever duties the Lords gave me are probably very small duties because of the fact that all I do is sit here on my chair all day and play video games.
Me too.
So I must be a pretty lowly member of the Lord whatever society.
Good job.
No. Don't you dare.
Alright. Oh look, he's back.
And there. Who is it? It's James, the boomer.
Am I speaking? Am I?
No, totally not.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're
muted.
muted.
You're 100% muted.
Dude, honestly, I need to make a business of sugarcane. Nobody wants it.
Yeah, dude,
I'll take it.
you're not even on the server.
I know. Deliver it to me.
Okay, where's your house?
Technically.
What?
Huh?
Sorry, I don't speak Snishisi.
Snishiously. Also, we're separated. Come on, that's not fair.
I'm not even gonna question this anymore.
Oh. Come on, knife them. Shank them in the neck.
What?
You better die. Ah!
I think JC needs some help.
Oh yeah, Jonathan's back. He said back from the movie.
All right. Well, I feel like he's still lying because he said it again that he lost 7 diamond blocks.
Dude, you have so much iron. Honestly, that would be.
You better not live. Ah!
Your purpose was once beautiful, but now that you have committed crimes none shall ever speak of, I have been assigned to deliver the punishment upon thee.
So why is he so?
Sweet. Excuse me.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares about you either, so.
I know. But that's why you bully people. I think I took that a little bit too far.
All right. Press the button. Yes. Okay. What am I to do?
Double points. Yeah.
JC, what
reload.
are you
There you
even
go. Just-
playing?
Roblox.
No, you're playing absolutely nothing.
I know. I have to fix that for some reason.
Yeah, just look at
Like it literally says I'm playing nothing, but I'm actually playing something. I could stream it if you
No.
want to. Okay, too late.
I'm already streaming, dude. And you can't.
that's a nice life you've had, Shame. It's got
Why are you now singing? Yeah, I'm not.
Don't sing copyrighted songs. Or Ben's gonna get mad.
my life.
Nah, I'm not gonna get mad over that. I already have to deal with these copyright strikes every so often.
Wait,
You shall die.
Yum. All right. Oh. Boink.
yeah, that was Jonathan. I'm pretty sure. I told him to join. Yep, it is. Aunt Jemima. You are not muted. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Oh, looks like they're dying.
Oh, he's on phone still. I don't know why he's still on phone. Just kidding. He's not on.
Oh, they're up.
You've
there.
returned. Hello,
How'd you
friend.
Jonathan, how'd you get more diamonds even though I gave you 1 diamond to pay for the membership?
What?
How did you get more diamonds even though I gave you 1 diamond to pay for the membership?
I always had
Then
diamonds.
why'd you ask him for an extra diamond?
I don't know.
Did you actually? I have a sense of lies.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm back and I have a sugarcane farm and I am depressed still. And Eco was like, "Give me your liver." I was like, "No."
Give him what?
He was like,
Oh, look at that. I found a little glitch with the composter.
What are
"Compost."
you playing?
I don't think it's. We're playing.
I'm playing
Wait,
on the
let's
NPM. We're playing on the
Let's
NPM
go.
server. It's back up.
Let's go.
I even told you.
Let's.
I literally told you.
Oh yeah, dude. The membership passes have changed, so it's now there's a new
Also,
one in your
Are you
chest.
gonna give me another one? Or do I have to... Okay, thank you.
Yo, I fixed the thing. I fixed my sugar.
Oh no! You're not gonna kill me.
When you have a way to
Roblox.
play PC Minecraft, I feel alive. Yes. Alright.
I feel alive. Why you lying?
Ah, knife every.
I'm
Yeah, I
currently
found a skeleton
questioning
arms.
JC on everything he says.
Everybody dies by a knife in the
You
neck.
know, I'm just gonna mute him.
James, I wanna.
There goes bad
There's
music.
a phantom coming after you.
Good. Wait, what do you want? What you want?
Nothing. I want a farm, but whatever. Never
You
mind.
want me to build you one?
Yeah.
Oh well, since you technically gave me iron, I will build you one.
And that's double tap over there. How do you?
Wait.
That's
First, you
new.
have to tell me where to build it.
Okay, string. There's
At
no
my
string
house.
here. Well, time to AFK
Where
quickly.
on your
Not even AFK.
I'll show you.
Hurry
What?
up, Ben. I knew it. You didn't mute me.
Yeah, I didn't mute you. I have the power, but I haven't used it yet.
Yo, dude, dude.
Have I become annoying
I'm
enough?
already building it for you.
Hmm?
You technically already paid me with 58 iron, so where? All right, I'm coming over to your house. Tell me where to build it.
Okay.
Right? Why would you like a sugarcane farm if you already have access to it?
I don't know, cause I like to have.
You own
It
some?
makes my house look like
Bro?
spacey.
Okay, I am currently coming.
Oh yeah, I lost the horse, but whatever.
Who's that in the background?
Alright, chat.
Complaining.
My stream chat, not you three that are in the call. I need a name for my shop. What should I call it? I said not
Sure.
you
He
three.
just said, oh my.
Why not?
Wait, what's the. Oh, it's the dirt block.
Yeah, it's the dirt block. That has the weirdest name of all time.
Hmm.
Hold on, I'm coming
Come
over
on, give me something good.
there. Okay, so where would
Okay, I'll take that then.
what would
A
you
double
like me to
barrel
do?
shot.
Contraption.
Hold on, let me get some building blocks.
UMP. I don't need the UMP right
I'm
now.
trying to think of what I should call it.
Over there, and I'll give you blocks to build with for the platform.
But I can build them. I will need a chest.
P94. I got again.
A small chest. I just need that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nice making business with you. I'm getting my first custom. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I just dropped you my dirt. No, I didn't.
Okay. Got it. Best person in town.
Okay, I'm
Ah,
going
random
to
person, you're
fence this.
back. Hello.
Alright, so you want me to wait. Do you want me to build it here?
Yeah. Like, this is where I will build out and then make a platform right there.
Ben, when are you gonna add quarter collector?
I don't know. Give me time.
You
I have,
better
like, a
add
stack of-
that.
I have a
I'm not
stack
gonna
of
add
dirt,
it if you
so
keep asking
if you
me
need
to.
it.
Okay, then I'll just I don't know.
You should really review the rules again. You just finished building a game in Roblox. Ah, nice.
Nice. What
Yeah.
kind
Ooh, max ammo, nice.
Are you playing like Call of Duty but in Roblox?
Yes, apparently.
Disappointment 1000.
I know. Hold on. Ah, no.
I
Ah!
brought in my Elytra. Things would be way Superman. Then Superman that.
No.
Why is there a giant? I just got like yeeted by a.
I'm
phantom,
currently
whatever.
questioning existence. Sitting here with you.
Me too.
What? Wait, what?
Much better. Alright, where is... I need more string.
Did you get back the mending?
Yeah, so... a few villagers I'm pretty sure, did die. However, it wasn't big enough of
Good job.
an effect. I also
Good
finished
job.
a YouTube video. It took me an hour to get the footage and 15 minutes to edit it. So today has been really productive. That's a good thing, because I'm apparently not very productive, because I've currently got about 2 days worth of streaming footage to edit down into videos. So
Oh,
What's
because
your
I.
YouTube channel?
Ben, literally his username.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Video footage. Yesterday I edited a video.
you're a walking cactus.
I know.
Walking cactus. Nice. Nice. It's a derp one.
Oh sweet, I can make some emeralds. Well, one.
Wait. Okay. Ben. What's been your maximum viewers?
My
so far?
maximum, the most viewers I've ever had at once was 15.
Like,
And
I got
that was
20.
because GH rated me.
oh yeah.
Ooh.
And stop trying to brag, you don't stream that often anymore.
Did GH go like Twitch.tv?
I know.
I like cheese. Wait, did
Yeah,
he
he
actually
did.
rate you once though? Were you like?
Yeah.
What'd you say? Were you like?
I got up to
$100?
I just got, I believe it was either, the maximum was either 18 or 15. I can't remember. But it was insane,
Ah,
because for the
good
rest
luck.
of the night I had 5 viewers max all night.
Oh, okay.
Wait, why is there redstone by
Oh yeah,
the...
I just got some, so I just placed it there.
Makes sense.
Oh,
Uh-oh, stinky. Uh-oh, stinky.
yes.
Also, so it looks like on this server we have to fight the Wither like real men.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
wanna
we've
do
only
that.
got one
How
Wither
the
skull.
how the girls fight that Wither? How the men fight that Wither?
So yeah, we need we need 2 more Wither skeleton skulls before we could do it.
Hey Jonathan, I got
Lots of beds. Wait, are you talking?
What?
You're talking?
don't
Yeah. Yep, I had enough wool to
don't-
make
I
all of that, so I decided to.
I don't got that much.
I regret
redstone,
it
but
now
it's a lot
because
of
now I
redstone and-
need the wool for banners,
You
but
can use some.
No. I don't want to charge you that much. I love you.
hey, anybody got any wool?
You
No.
know?
No.
I have
I
3
need wool.
minecarts.
Good job.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to use a sign for now until I can get enough wool.
Wide open spaces are the way to
Where's
go.
my signs? Where are they all? I know I've got them somewhere. Where are they? Oh, there's one.
I need free chests.
Hey,
I look good in my time.
hey, did you just place this end rod there?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh shoot! Hold up. I gotta do.
Why are there like extra slots?
What?
There's like extra
Yeah,
slots.
that's because,
Okay, guys, I'm back. Something happened when I went.
there's extra slots because there's been,
wanna
we're
go
missing
mining?
villagers, if you can't
No,
tell.
give me a level and
Okay.
maybe
And those
I'll
will
go
be filled
mining with
soon.
you.
Hello. Did you
Give
take
me
your
a-
pass? Alright, good.
Yeah. I need to go back.
Can I have a diamond now?
Yeah, he wants his diamond back.
I don't have a diamond.
What the heck? Oh. Oh, you pushed these guys
I'm getting-
further back. This is why don't stand on the
Getting
glass.
that.
Okay, you know what?
What
It
did they
basically just
do?
pushes them back, which is annoying because then you can't trade with them for the rest of the day. Well, they
can.
don't restock.
Shut up, Trez game.
Oh,
How come we're
Triz,
not
you're
close to them?
back!
Sunglasses.
It's been such a long time!
Give me
Oh my gosh, I'm a super cool
Give me
guy.
those
Got that super cool sunglasses. You do. Oh. Alright. You know what? Yep. There we go.
Wait, what do you need, James?
Hold up. I'm looking at the tutorial right now.
Alright. Just placing this barrier so people don't go jumping onto the villagers.
Like the 5 little monkeys. They're like 5 little monkeys.
I did a school play to that one.
Jumping on the bed. Wait.
Yeah.
5 little monkeys.
I have Twitch sunglasses. Yes, you do.
Oh,
You're not funny.
I know I am not.
Then why are you laughing?
I'm laughing at
Ben?
my own comment.
Yeah, Ben, why are you going like? No, you're just a big fat boomer.
You
do
wish
not
I
like
was a boomer.
boomers, as you can tell.
Boomers go boom.
That's a
Yo,
joke,
wish.
And I love you so much. Yo, boomers go. A boomer.
Please do not
Yo,
stomp
guys,
on the
what's
villagers.
something-
Yeah, exactly.
What's the worst thing you've seen someone do in the video game called Minecraft? My
You.
mom left me on the video game called Minecraft.
Rapal. Rapal, that's the worst I've seen. What?
Ben. That's why
Oh.
I'm saying you.
I'm pretty sure I just need 1 sugarcane and 1 rock.
Hold on, I'll be right.
What are you saying sorry about, Tristan? There's nothing to be sorry about. You did absolutely nothing. That was Jonathan here. Hey. You know what? I should just really use actual blocks to keep people from jumping, but I'm using fences instead. Makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Cool.
I'm back. Wait, no, I'm not.
How does that make sense?
Guys, Sandra
But you did
punched-
not stomp
Sandra
on the
punched my
villagers. That
Twitter
was
phone,
Jonathan.
And they got 4 likes, and I got 0 likes. I
What?
don't like Twitter anymore.
What?
I don't go to bed.
What are you talking about?
Ben, please. I need iron.
You know, I'm not even.
Can you say ricochet?
Ricochet. What do you want? Why do you want me to say ricochet?
Say ricochet.
No, don't. He's gonna record it and use it against you.
I'm kidding. No, I'm not. I
That's
don't even
something
have
that
Hey, James, you want a totally
you guys know
real
that's something that Paul
pass?
would do.
Oh, really?
You should know that that's something
Your
that.
second.
Yo, if he joins voice, is that why he randomly joins voice chat and just listens and doesn't?
I don't know. It might be.
No, what if you heard me saying diarrhea?
Why are you? What are you doing?
Dude, that would suck.
No, not gonna question it. Not gonna question it. Not gonna question it. Not gonna question it. Not gonna question it.
What if he heard me say?
That's funny.
What if he heard me say diarrhea?
All right. What do I need on my on everything?
Wait, what if he saw the video of Quagmire turning into a toilet?
Yes.
Have you seen the video? You know who Quagmire is? It's a Family Guy dude. Have you seen him turn? Have you seen the meme of him turning into a toilet?
Show him.
Something is very wrong with you two.
I'm at Jonathan's house, by the way. So yeah, say hi to me at Jonathan's house.
And
Whoa, he didn't even hit me. Did you know I have infinity? Stop!
I didn't hit you, huh? Also, what's with the dirt block?
I'm
This
try-
is my
I'm
the
trying to
dirt
do-
block is the pass into the into
trying to-
everything we need, which is my membership shop.
Jonathan, were you muting yourself because you were laughing?
No, because I kept. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, why were you muting yourself?
I don't know.
and then it stops flopping. It literally stops
As you can
flopping.
see, it lets me into this area. What is wrong with you people?
I'm gonna send it in chat.
I think they've broken.
Yeah.
What?
What's the video in chat? It's family friendly for a stream, I think. Yeah, it is. This is Billy Eilish saying, I really like pooping.
What in the world was that?
Ben, please watch it.
No.
Okay, then I'll do it.
Don't watch it, Ben. Don't watch it. Too much cancer.
It's Billy Eilish saying my favorite part of the day is pooping. I once pooped 8 times, and then it's. He starts talking.
That's funny.
He starts talking. I don't like that. I kind of pooped a little bit when he did that.
All right, that's what I was going to do. I was going to make another set up another shop.
Okay, baby boomer. That was a joke, by the way.
Your jokes aren't funny.
I know! People tell me that every day at school, and I cry.
Dude, where's my farm?
I'm making
Huh,
it.
that's weird because you are one.
I'm a farm.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
McDonald had a farm.
I like how the
Yeah,
recent
yeah, yo.
follower is Peter's game.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
still, yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah, yo. Yeah, yo. Yeah, yeah, yo. Can you say yeah, yeah, yo again? Yo, that's not
All
how
right,
it.
so I need a chest.
I forgot something. Yo, give me sticks. Give me sticks.
Where did all my shulker boxes go? I had
Yo,
like so many.
give
Wait, no.
me
I
sticks.
Did you kick them back because I need to give you them
No,
back?
where?
Because
I
those
don't
the
have
ones
your
that
shulker boxes.
Give me sticks.
there are like
I
6
gave you
shulker
4.
boxes. Yeah.
I need sticks.
Okay.
What is it?
How many?
I'm still wondering if I can join if I'm on Xbox One, but it's too late to play it. You can join, however, this is a private SMP server, so. Okay,
Fuck it.
barrel, that's right. That costs 2 of those, and then I just need 6 planks.
You just
Oh
say
yeah, I found a pillager base
Meat.
earlier when I was exploring.
dame tu cosita.
Something is severely wrong with James.
Yeah.
Was that a voice changer that I just heard?
Yes.
No.
No.
Do the Kong voice. Do the Kong voice. With the Kong voice, he doesn't talk. It's just the Kong going. See, I told you. It's just Kong. It's just Kong.
Okay, another lectern there. Oh yeah, I need to make a bunch of bookshelves. So I've currently got 1. How many do I need? So that's 6, that's 12, that's 18. I need 18 bookshelves, so 17 left.
Stop playing guns.
And so each bookshelf takes 3 books.
Yo, go pee pee poo poo. What the heck?
So 30
I
times
didn't
3,
say-
that's plus 21. So that's
I asked for pee pee poo poo.
so that's 50. I need 53 books.
Sing happy birthday. Jonathan?
I'm back.
Jonathan, can you sing happy birthday to the chat?
No. Okay, so it takes 6 planks per, so 6 times 17. Okay, I've now got 11 bookshelves out of the 21, no, 18 I need.
Yo, do the music. Do the really cool music with it.
You know, this is, if you didn't know, this is a normal day in the NPM server.
I can tell.
What's in the background music? Ooh, ooh. Can you say Dylan, CD?
They came to my house now.
Great.
Nice.
Oh.
You sound like the
Okay,
propellers in.
I've
on the
returned from having
drones.
bad internet. Yeah, bad internet is annoying.
Oh, looks like Goku's going
Okay.
Kamehameha.
Yeah,
He
don't
doesn't do
don't ask.
that.
Just don't
I
ask.
know.
Don't ask what's going on here.
Can you say happy birthday
Dang
to
it.
you?
I didn't mean to use those fireworks.
What? How does that even... How does that even... Oh!
Shoot. It's too
What do
close
you
still.
want? Why'd you say monkey in the car zooming thing? Stop it! Unfortunately, yours has become the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to do.
Can I not say the double hockey sticks? Unless you're talking about the other place, no.
What the frick?
Yeah.
Why is it flooding? You can hear myself with the voice changer. I hate this so much. It's
What is flying?
I meant to say happy birthday to you. What even? Yo, why'd you put another set of what?
I'm
Oh,
Thanos.
I mean,
There you
he's
go.
speaking the truth.
That's good. That's good enough.
What's with the intense music?
Oh my god. Why do you guys torture me?
Shut up.
I'm Thanos.
Shut up, you boomer.
You-
What is that? Why is there a crane noise?
Brains.
Whoa.
Oh, it sounds like JC.
Say die in a net of.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Alright, I need my shovel.
Hey, don't dig me.
Uh.
Dude,
Oh, Jeremy. Hey, I couldn't watch on Twitch, but apparently it's because of the new update. Ah.
and you say, oh, what's love got to do with it? What's love? Can you not?
Okay, one stone brick. That's good.
Bruh. Why does it keep doing this? Bro, my thing's broken. My thing's
Okay, I still
actually
need
broken.
1, 2, I need 7
Oh
more.
my-
Which means I need more wood. Do I have any more wood in here?
Yeah. Bye.
Wood.
Stop with the voice change.
Oh, 3 wood. Perfect. But I need... What's 6 times 7? It's 42. I need 42. I need 42 planks. Dang it.
Oh yeah, earlier we were in pursuit of Eater, and then we were.
It makes me
playing that,
wonder if the Minecraft Terrace for Paul is watching. I thought he was, but apparently that was just RJ. Would you ever play? Would you ever
Wait,
play
who's that
RL
one
Craft?
terrorist leader?
What's RL Craft? Could I
What's that
DM you a
noise?
question on Discord?
The,
Sure.
RL Craft is a mod pack.
Oh.
RL Craft is a mod pack. If you haven't heard.
And you didn't.
So
No,
how dare
you.
ya?
Or Paul is
Oh,
Osama bin.
I'm still missing 1 stone brick.
Osama bin is the leader of
A
the
very hard one.
Al
Oh.
Qaeda. It's like the
Maybe.
lead terrorist group.
That is currently a maybe. Maybe I'll play it. Maybe not. All right.
Al
Well,
Qaeda
time to
action.
go looking for wood. Do I have my?
I love pooping. I like poop.
Oh yeah, I
Sometimes a
need
day.
feathers. So I need an ink sac, a book, and feathers. And a feather. That's it. So ink sac, check. Book I've got. Now I just need a feather.
Bro, I lost. Wait, where did my redstone torches go? I
You know,
lost
it's
one.
surprising. I have everything,
Why
but a
is there-
feather.
Dude,
What?
I just pushed a bunch of drown into sand. I'm gonna drown myself.
Oh
I'm
look,
gonna
a
actually
feather.
drown. What the heck?
I'll break you
I'm
out
gonna
of
die.
there.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna help. No,
I'll break you out of there.
I'm in your house. Get my
Alright,
loot. It's in the hole, under the.
Hold on
Fine.
a moment.
Make sure
You
my
might be
loot
able
doesn't
to,
spawn.
Jeremy, but question is, do you play on the Bedrock edition?
Oh, I
Currently,
got them. I got
currently
it.
there's
No, I'm
3
stuck.
people who
I'm
want to
gonna die
join
now.
the server.
Ben, we need
Does
help.
that include me?
Ben,
You don't
please,
have
you need to
Bedrock
help
edition, do
us.
you, JC?
Ben,
What?
Ben,
No.
please. Ben, please.
We die. Okay, so there's a pit with a bunch of drown. and
Ooh,
we keep
sounds
on
like
getting trapped in
fun.
there.
I'm coming to
Touch
kill
it.
them.
I'm
Where
not
is it?
gonna die. Go to. Yes, please. I
It's in my house.
Ooh,
under
this is
the
gonna be
street.
fun! Ben, how do I request a song if I'm on iPad and there is no icon on the bottom? I still have to fix that, and I can't remember currently. Okay, yeah, I can feel. That's why it lags every time I go to your house.
It's under
No,
here.
outside. No, go outside. Go outside.
Oh, I
It's
see
under.
them.
In that pit.
Don't fall in, cause you're.
I'm
gonna,
going
die.
in. Hold on, just let me get my bubbles.
Do you have all of my loot though?
Yeah, I picked it up.
Yeah, I have, like barely nothing.
Wait, what? Oh, they're in a different location. Hold on. Oh wait, dude, what the heck? Yeah, hold on. I'll have to see about the song requests. Give me a moment. All right.
You killed them.
Okay, seriously, what? Where?
Happy birthday
Where even are the?
to
Oh,
you.
dude, that wasn't even filled with drowns.
But like we got in and we couldn't get out.
There were only 2 drowned.
Isn't that your problem? He died. He still
Oh
died.
my gosh.
I drowned. Can you pick up my stuff?
Yeah,
Oh
he
yeah,
did.
who
Oh, I found
has
your
the
redstone torches.
stuff in
They're
the
under my
chest?
fridge.
Okay, that's all your
that's
stuff.
me,
That's his, yeah.
Oh wait, that's my pickaxe. Okay,
Some of
dirt. I got that sand from digging. Yeah, well,
Did you not get all the redstone?
I didn't pick up any redstone stuff,
Oh
but
crap. What about my pass? Hold on, I know I can. Okay, there it is. Yeah.
Wait, but
now
when
there
I
are
went to my
3
stuff, I was
drowned. What are
building
you
it.
talking about? Oh, I get it now.
I
I get
had
it now.
I had like stuff with a hopper and stuff. I had like a chest with.
I didn't get that. Jonathan might have.
And a bunch of iron. Yo, did you pick up some of it?
Yeah, I saw. You might be able to join. Currently, I'm a little on edge after what Rapal did, so... Minecraft...
Yeah.
So, the server is currently not going to be accepting any new
Mm-mm.
players for some time, but...
Oh wait, no, there's 16. I have everything.
Oh, wait a second. I know what could be making your house lag. Hey,
not
Jonathan,
enough
do you
room.
give me permission to quickly go down underneath your house? I'm going anyways. There might be
Why?
drowned down here that I can kill.
Like all the way underneath.
No, there's nothing. I need to get respiration on my helmet. Alright. What was I going to... Oh, yeah, I was going to go make my business.
Such a babe. You're such a
How
64
much is an
diamonds.
elytra?
No. Okay, why am I getting... Why did I just get this weird
Oh,
lag spike?
I just placed down my.
Alright, hold
dirt.
on. You know
I
what?
Just placed down my
You just
pass.
placed down your pass. Alright, I'll give it to you. I'll give you another one in a moment. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So currently, chat, I am figuring out how I use the oh. Okay, sorry, forgot I had that on. So I'm currently trying to figure out how to how you guys can request songs because I can't I don't know how you do it yet with the new system that I have. And I don't think it tells me here. Nope, that doesn't tell me. Settings, come on. Alright, well, I'll be back in a moment when I can figure it out. Alright, so I'm back. Not very useful what I found, so yeah, you can just post the link then if you're going to do it. If you want the song played. I'll be able to request it myself. Okay, what have you guys been doing?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Of
Nothing.
course.
I've been watching your stream.
Alright, cool.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Come on, there it is. Alright, hold on, let me copy that link. And paste it here. Skip that song and now it should play.
I have sharpness 5, so I'm good.
Why can't? Why
And
can't I
that's the
place
shop
the
complete.
block?
Looks very funny, but
Okay, go to your max POV.
oh no.
I can't place it. It won't let me put the sugarcane. What? What?
Sounds like James is having some trouble.
I am done.
Yes, it does.
Zach, you max POV.
Like everything's breaking. I don't know why. It worked completely fine with me, but now it. Why can't I put the damn sugarcane?
My shop?
Wait, what's the shop for? Is it for like the books and stuff?
No. The shop I'm currently making
Why,
is for
though?
something else.
I can't. It won't let me place it. It literally won't let me place it. Why? It won't let me put. It's not letting me. I can't put down. It's not letting me. I don't.
Oh my god, you sound like Mortis.
Alright. What you need? A shop where I get whatever you need.
Bye.
Huh?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I see that.
You can see my name tag. Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill
Phantom?
that. Whatever it's called. Yeah. Danny Phantom.
You better place back that block.
He did. See the face.
What the frick? I'm on YouTube now. Nice. What the frick? My message was redacted. Stop jumping around, you walking cactus. Watch this. Watch this. Come at me, bro. I got from
You
one
got 4
phantom.
membranes.
Alright, let's see. Is it... Oh yeah, I'll give it to you. in a
Ah, my other
moment.
pass.
Wait, where's mine? I don't place it.
You place it?
Give me a moment. Neom. Alright. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna keep those on me. Where are the other passes? Wait, where did I put them? Okay, here they are. Alright, come on in. Here's your pass. It's at the door. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
No. Okay, I didn't forget it in my chest, so something happened to it. There, 48. I can now make 6 more. Oh, I didn't. Oh, wait. I still need 1 extra book.
I'm gonna continue my paper farming. Is it there? Yeah.
And there we go. 7 bookshelves. Hey, dude, that and more part is going to come really handy soon. Hey, where'd that bookshelf come from? Okay, I'm confusing myself. Alright, well, put all that back. Now, where did I put the enchanting table? IAG, what are you talking about, Jeremy? Also, JC, you're unmuted. I don't think you, you know, where is it? Nope, nope. No, I know I have one. But where did I put it?
Yay, I put my card inside
What
the
are you
store.
playing? JC, what are you playing?
A game.
What game?
Oh, I didn't know.
A tree game.
Are you playing Lumber Tycoon?
What happened to
No.
I
Ether?
don't know what happened.
It's a different one.
You're back on Twitch. Neat. Okay, seriously. Where is it? Unless he stole it.
XL. I don't.
I'm starting to. I feel like he stole it. That's annoying. Rapal, I think he
Oh.
stole my enchanting table. Because I know I have
that
one. I had one in one of these chests. But now it's just gone.
There you
Yeah,
go.
you can take
some
as many
poppies to
poppies as
plant
you want.
around everywhere.
There's IAGAF. What? What are you?
That's an
Uh,
O2.
LAG. Oh, there's lag. Wait, is there lag? Hold on. Where's my phone? My phone, where did it go? I don't know. I don't care anymore. Okay. Quick movements. Quickly gonna go check here.
Jeez.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, let's see. Let me look at my frame lossage. 9,135 out of 56,000.
Jonathan, it's not working.
At certain times, there's
How much
lag.
is gonna this? 130. I need
What?
$30 more. What?
Jonathan,
Mm.
it's not working, so I'm giving you iron back. I have no idea why.
I don't need it. You can keep it. Keep the iron.
Probably
Can
not.
I get my car out of this store?
Dang it. He did.
Oh, I did.
Anyways,
You were saying?
neat.
Okay, I made a flower field.
job.
Wait, what was I looking for? My enchanting table, that's right.
Meh.
I'm clearly very forgetful tonight.
Yes, I'm always forgetful.
Seriously,
which is sad.
no, seriously, but where is my enchanting table? If I could, I would go look in Rapal's shulker box, but I can't, so sad.
Yes.
You can't check somebody else. Well, I could, but the problem is it's locked behind a bunch of player data locked files, which I are in extreme. I can't open. So Yeah, absolutely
Tried
not.
befriending him again, and then it was
Why would I befriend
Why
him?
would he?
I
How
have no
could
idea.
he?
No, and
Oh, I
then
need to
once
start
he
my
gets
sugar.
on and he has the Choco Box,
That would
Dude,
like
he
take
literally
forever, though.
took 90%
a
of
box,
everything we
and-
had. You know what he did to the
Yeah,
DGT
tell it-
server,
let's-
so...
yeah, but what if you're like?
Alright, turning on my sugarcane farm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna look at my sugarcane farm and how and why it's actually working.
Mine is making stacks upon stacks of sugarcane in seconds.
I'm gonna look how much mine made.
There you go. I finished with that.
One row.
Paul's salty right now. Yeah.
Is he? How do you know?
Okay, seriously. Am I just missing it? Chat, have you seen the enchanting table literally in any of these?
Last time I saw it, it was in the area that I used to be in. And then you told me
Yeah,
you
I took it
put
and
in
placed it
secret
there,
place.
but then destroyed it and placed it back. Could it be in one of these boots? Maybe it's in this. No, it's not. All right. Okay. Yeah. No. If it's. Maybe it's. Did I place it back there? So I'm guessing that was the first and only terrorist attack on your Minecraft server. Yep. Yep. Which is why I'm currently not letting any other
Like my
members
flower
join.
field.
What? Oh my
Come here.
gosh, so many. Yes. This is great.
What'd he do?
Wait, what happened to everything that I did down here? It's still here.
Honestly, I don't know why it won't let
Is
me
it
put
next to
sugarcane
water?
down. Like it's not like it doesn't let me at all.
Yeah, sugarcane has
No,
to be
it's not
next to
next to
water to
anything.
grow. Let's
I
hope
can't
that
place it.
the last.
Yes.
What? Oh yeah, I hope it was the only one.
Have you
No,
made a
I have
cow
to do that
farming
again.
machine now?
But first, I need 4 obsidian.
How does?
4 obsidian. Where's my 4 obsidian?
I'm gonna go mining. When I go mining, I put everything in my chest.
Yeah, we know. Not every.
Okay, come on, 4 obsidian. Where is it? Maybe I don't have any more. Oh, you do?
I have obsidian.
I don't have any more obsidian. Well, time to go obsidian mining. I have my water bucket, right? Yep. You'll give me 4?
I'll give you 4.
I need sand.
I
just
almost
come back.
made the mistake of leaving without my
Might
pass.
hurt.
Because while I am the owner of the place, even I need a pass to get in. You're not trying to flex? Of course you're not trying to flex. Totally not trying to flex. It's not like all of your names have, Jeremy has Nitro.
10, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nito.
I'm coming back on my minecart.
Alright, well, up the ladder I go. For a second, it looked like you spelled something with your, flowers. Yeah.
Mm.
Cows. You know what?
You can see me in the distance.
Oh, what? Alright, back up. I need to look for cows. And I see you.
Yeah, I see you.
Where are cows? I need cows. Thank you. It's so funny just
Still
watching
can't
you
place it.
throw me the obsidian. Because you don't have any arms. Lag.
When I just like hit something, my torso just slightly
Alright.
shake.
Redstone is so.
Alright, now I need 2 diamonds and a book. I'll go grab my diamonds out of my no, ender chest. Alright. Riches. 2 diamonds. Place that back. Alright, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna quickly move this over here. So I can, see what's going on with my, chat, my stream. Oh, wait. I didn't disconnect? Wow. That's surprising. Oh, what? Oh, so whenever I go to this tab, it moves me out of Minecraft. Cool. Dank memes, of course. Now just a book to do it. A book. Perfect. Wait, why am I going here? Just one here. Yay, more iron. Enchanting table. Boom! Full enchanting room complete.
How does that even?
Imagine if you could enchant dirt.
Enchanted dirt mod. Sharpness 5 for dirt.
Oh god, that would be like.
Alright, well, whoever is stuck around in this stream for this long, congratulations, you get to now watch me fill the end with water.
That's impossible. Oh, wait, no, the end.
Watch like a giant like. Watch
That
like
would
Mr.
never
Beast
happen.
donate to you or something. I had it.
Yeah.
You know, Unspeakable Game.
Oh,
He
neat.
donated $100 to my friend once.
Uh,
It was.
when I'm immature, I do this. When I
I'll
don't
show
care
you.
about life, I do this. Alright. So, who would like to help me fill the main end island with water?
Uh,
So is that a yes or a no? I really need to
Maybe.
fix this path.
It's neither a yes or a no.
Yo, do you have
Hey,
any grass?
I'm gonna make a horrible mistake
I'm just
and
gonna
dig
wait
straight
until
down.
you say you regret it.
Come by, bow.
You're just gonna see in chat.
No, it'll
Blank
say
has burnt
Blank
to
has
death.
burnt. It'll say DeBoss has burnt it. Has tried to swim in lava.
Go into a prison. Go
Oh,
into
yeah,
a
true.
prison.
But
Yeah.
if he gets out, and he burns to death by
I
fire,
just hit
then it'll
myself
say
with
burnt.
my own arrow.
Ah.
I feel special.
Good job.
Really? Alright.
Hey, James, can I make an iron pickaxe? I'll give you iron back.
No.
Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Alright, sweet. That's all now, water.
You accidentally fought in front of the hole. Oh my god, bruh.
My God, ah.
Oh my god, Dad. my god, my god, dad, my god, dad, oh my god, dad, my god, dad, oh my god,
You
my god.
kept saying that when you were playing the Cub Penguin
I was playing
sled.
what?
You're playing the Cub Penguin sled race and you kept saying that.
Oh yeah, oh my god, dad, oh my god, dad, my god, dad. Oh my god, that happens whenever I hit a sledge. I'll be like, oh my god, dad, my god, dad. Oh my god, dad, my god, dad, my god, dad.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
That's now quoted, I feel special. Jeremy just said, that's now quoted, I feel special. I don't know what he's talking about. I probably just totally forgot about what I just said, so.
Probably like he probably said.
What
I
is
should
wrong
come to
with you?
Villager hashtag cool life. I don't know.
That'd be kind of cool.
No.
Yeah, if you could hump villagers.
That just sounds horribly
Okay,
wrong. I mean, we
Humping
already
villager
treat
mod.
the villagers horrible by locking them into
This
these,
is
like,
gonna be-
prison cells so we can get the best trades, but...
There's gonna be that one. There's gonna be that one YouTube video of COD humping villagers mod 2019 view.
Oh, great. Excuse me for a moment. Forgot that.
When your GM turned on.
I just mined straight down into a. Okay, no, you already explained this. Man,
Alright, I'm
keep
back.
on. I'm
I
gonna.
was probably
keep
like
mining.
pooping everywhere on accident, and he's like, oh. Nope.
James just said your mom was probably pooping where.
You know, I feel like James is just asking for a ban right about now. Yeah,
What?
yeah,
No,
yeah.
No. I did not. Wait.
And that's how to ruin your durability of the pickaxe and
How to pee everywhere on accident.
how to pee. Step 1, pee. Roller.
My god.
I'm strip mining by bedrock, so.
Why is it not working? Oh, I hate.
No, you're not.
I'm sorry.
Are you alright there, buddy?
I hate myself.
I love you.
Yourself.
Yes.
You ate yourself.
No. I put every single redstone cut. How did I even build this? I actually have no idea what I'm.
I'm wondering why I just made a strip mine at your instead of my.
Did you actually?
I just dig straight down into bedrock. I'm coming back up.
No. I broke. No.
Ben the
It's
slave.
okay. I peed everywhere.
What's wrong with me mentally or physically? Both.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Yo, tell Jeremy to give me nitro since he has nitro. Or else I will murder your whole family. Oh wait. Is
Yep,
that
that's
Rapol?
Rapol.
Hide that.
Guys!
Wait, is that Rapol?
Guys, guess what?
Like Rapol.
Guess what?
Okay.
It's
This
Rapol, and this is Rapol. He's
It's
trying to attack me,
Rapol!
but he
No
can't.
way!
This Enderman
It's
is the
the
representation of
ancient
Rapol.
Rapol.
Angry at me, but can't do anything about it. Oh, there he goes. He finally hit me once. Once.
Rapol the huge papega.
And that's the only one.
There we go. Now just fill this with water. Yeah, boys, it's Rapol.
It's Rapol.
Get your
Yeah,
cameras
there's
out.
content. The
Content's
content is
gonna be
coming,
hit.
boys.
Everyone say shut up.
Everybody say shut up, Boomer, in the chat.
Say shut up, Google.
Okay, where's it?
In the YouTube chat. On the Twitch chat.
What the?
Yo.
No, I
you have
don't.
any- You have any stream admins?
Well, I don't really
Oh,
trust
you should
anybody,
definitely
so.
have one. Ripple.
Yupidido.
Ripple.
Oh.
Rippity poo. Pretty stinky. Bunny. Bunny.
Oh, it's Jeremy. Hold on, Jeremy.
Who joined?
There we
Join.
go.
Thank you. Yummy.
Boy, this chat is getting full quickly.
Shut up.
Join.
Everyone's just saying
I call him Red Bull.
Rip Bull. Yo guys, is libtard a bad word?
I don't know.
Libtard.
Yeah.
It's a nice name.
All right, time to do some more filling.
See how much subscribers Rapor has.
Honestly, I don't know if I should feel bad for Rapal or not because he did attack. He did do attack
Please
4 Discord
subscribe.
servers. But then again, actually there is no then again, so. Alright, water, place it down, water, place it down, water.
Repo's new nickname is Salty Boy.
Can you spell harass?
Wow, thank you for the description. Now I know how to spell it very well.
Copyright. No, I can't.
Can you say
How
it
do you
again? I
spell
don't know how
it?
to
Harass.
Wait, is that actually Rapor's server boy?
What?
How do you spell harass? How do you? Ugh,
Here's how you spell it. No, you.
Harass.
no. Hold up.
Herass.
That's not how
Karen, why
you
did
spell
leave
it.
when You took the kids too.
You forgot you mistook the
I put
mistook
it
the
in chat.
That's how you say harass.
Yo, guys, go to Rapor's channel and then go to discussion.
Ben, are you sure that isn't how you spell harass?
Why are you spamming chat now?
No, harass.
I'm seeing it pop up.
You know
in
what's
your-
funny? I can actually turn off chat, so.
Shut up.
Wait, no. Wait, how do you get your text chat like that? My
I
text
don't
chat is,
know.
like,
I
pixely.
accidentally I had to reinstall Minecraft one day and that it just appeared like that, so.
Oh God. One more lord. Yo, guys, wait, Jonathan, go to Rapor's channel and go to discussion. And then go to discussion.
It's in
Rapal?
the chat,
What is
dude.
his YouTube name?
Just scroll up. Just scroll up when he was saying
Oh.
hi, Dumbo.
Did you see what I just spelled?
Well, harass? Wait.
I searched it Repaw Boy. Best texture pack ever.
That's the guitar. Yeah. Now go to the discussion. Go to
So,
Wait, so best what?
go
Huh?
to go to
Discussion.
Yeah, discussion.
Fun fact: Repaw has people in Discord. Watch your jet.
Say yup. Say James.
Oh, okay.
Straight
The water was broken there for a moment. I started getting worried that my Minecraft, this world was still hacked, was still cursed, not hacked, cursed.
Can you... Shut up.
Wait, are you guys on his Discord?
Wait.
No, we're on his
Who
YouTube.
on his community on his YouTube channel.
Wait, Repo has a. Wait, yeah, he does have YouTube.
Jomi, what just
Okay,
happened?
I'm going on his YouTube.
Yo, hold on. How do you spell? Wait, Jomi, you were just. Who was that one grown man that was speaking? It sounded
Me?
like. No, it sounded. Why do you not? You sounded like a. Wait, Tommy guy, talk and say. How do you say harass? No, spell harass. Spell.
Exactly.
What the? Okay, this is gonna take forever.
S.
Dun,
I better not what? Mute you?
When I'm around a bunch
Can you feel?
I got the
No,
power.
please don't. You better not.
I got the gun in my. I'm Fortnite dancing right now.
Elytra is too OP void guns.
Yeah, you can. You,
I
She's
can't
a
hear
good
anything.
gun user. Fan requested.
What was that, Jonathan?
You pee everywhere.
Jonathan, what was that?
Jonathan, go pee pee.
What?
Jonathan's like, shut up, boomer. Rapone were like, gay.
but
Rapone
Red Bull
equals
gives
Red
you
Bull.
wings, and there's a wandering trader here.
Yeah, so you could get away.
So wait,
from
if you
cancer.
drink Rapol, you get wings.
2 times. 3 times.
How painful would that be?
Basically,
Just
run
growing
away
wings
from
out of
him.
your back.
Like
as
angels.
much
That
pain as
actually
me.
sounds very painful.
As much pain as life. You wanna know pain? Just look at life.
Yo, mama.
Gay.
Dun, dun.
Hey,
Hey, you're the one
hey,
taking
hey, guess what?
unexpected turns.
Oh, can you say?
Hey, what are you kids doing on my lawn? Get out of here!
Ben,
I don't know.
community.
Probably became whatever you are.
I don't
Community.
know.
Go look at Downey's hair.
Community.
I'm putting.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
Shut up.
Go look
And
at
I don't think if you noticed. That's exactly what I meant.
I did. My finger don't.
You wish.
Can you?
I'm his
Abraham
long lost cousin
Lincoln?
that tried to kill him once.
Can you
Why
say-
would I do that?
I like cheese.
I like cheese.
Alright, I'm gonna go kill somebody now.
You just call me shit.
No, I didn't. I swear I didn't.
I got the power!
Boys attack him.
I got the power to mute
No,
JC
no, no,
again.
No. Put me.
Sneeze him.
No. No.
You ca-
oh,
you
JC,
exact-
Why?
You know what? You know what I'm
Abuse,
going to do? I'm
abuse,
just going
that's
to
what we
loot
can
everything
say.
that Eker has. Not really, actually, because I'm actually a nice person.
Wait. Can you say every time I'm in the street, I go banana bow bang down? Oh.
Hey, James, help me with the strip mine or gay.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was Ben. I
Okay,
just see him flying
I'm
right now.
helping. I'm helping. I'm helping.
How to make the Toontown strip mine?
If
Number 10.
you want to kill me, clap your hands.
Guess what? But
I
you're
am
not.
into the water.
And now
Oh,
you're
no.
stuck. You know what? You know what? Oh, I don't have it. Anything. You know what? You know what? Here we go. You're now going to drown. Except I removed the water. Hello. Oh, I'm going back to my strip mine. See ya.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
No. My shop just looks like a pile of rocks. Or just like one big rock. Okay, why I just lagged a bunch. Oh boy.
Can you
You
say?
gotta give.
Can you say every time I'm in the street, I just pooped?
Yeah, man.
Hey
down.
Jeremy.
Every time.
Whoa.
Clearly, Jeremy, clearly you need to reread the server rules.
I need a girl like you.
No, stop.
I need a girl like you. Yeah,
But
Dude,
yeah,
stop
Jeremy, I
seeing
think you need to
copyright.
go
Yeah, oh,
reread the
yeah.
server rules.
It is an emergency.
Johnny, give me nitro.
But
Johnny,
read
That's
the
what that
rules. You'll
means.
see why I'm
Johnny,
saying
give me
that.
nitro. Johnny,
No. I will destroy you.
Oh look, redstone, sweet.
Oh no. That's mine. I claim it. I copyright it.
All right, I've got a bunch of redstone.
suing you now.
That's nice. Nope. Too late.
I redstone. I copyrighted it. It's mine.
Yo, when Eco's mad at me and he calls me an idiot, I'm changing my name and username to Miro. And I'm gonna be like, who you talking to? He's like, you. I'm like, I'm a Miro, boy. He's gonna be like, triggered.
I'm back.
Jeremy, why haven't you not... Jeremy, how'd you get Nitro?
His
I have
parents.
my ways.
You have your ways? Well, teach me your
He
ways.
knows the guy who knows the guy.
Here, yo,
My ways shall never be shared.
I need diamond. Even though I'm the richest one on the server.
I need diamond.
poopy poopy. Poop. So what poop? And important. Important.
I have enough iron to crash James's economy.
What? No! You're just gonna throw a bunch of iron at me. I'm gonna have to make you like 5,000 iron. And why did you
I
guys
didn't.
deafen him? Why'd you, bro?
I don't know. Wait,
Then why
I
did he
accidentally
deafen
just. I just accidentally invited him to a server. I don't know why, but
Oh.
it decided to say.
Yo, Jeremy invited to me. Jeremy,
Hello?
invite me.
All right, JC is now muted himself, so
Jimmy,
that's
Jimmy.
fun.
Jeremy.
No, it isn't. It's actually not fun.
Sweet, more redstone. Come on, though. Where is that diamond?
The toilet starts talking to you.
It's kind of hot.
I need the diamond. Where is the diamond?
Oh,
Puppy poo.
Remember when you guys do you guys remember when you complained about how Jonathan was the newest member and he already had the best skier besides me? Do you guys remember that?
No, that was.
No, that wasn't Eker. Eker didn't win the tournament.
I'm back, everyone.
Every time I'm in the street, I go.
Yeah, men down. Where are you from, my homie?
Oh my! Yo, Ben, can you mute me and then say poo poo pee pee and then unmute me?
No.
Ben, please. Say-
Ben. Ben. Ben.
Ben.
For our own good, Ben. Ben.
say- say
Ben.
poo poo pee pee.
Ben.
No.
Ben.
Ben, say
Ben.
What? What do you want?
Ben.
Ben.
What?
Ben.
What?
Ben.
Ben.
What?
Ben. Ben. Ben.
No.
Listen to him.
Say it. Ooh,
How many rooms are there in
I
this
am
server?
not.
Just say poo pee pee.
Ben.
Ben, Ben, please.
Hey, this is family friendly.
Ben.
Ben,
You're not getting what you want,
At
okay?
Ben.
Well, I want to be
Oh,
like RuPaul, so yeah.
I guess I have to ban you from the server now. Boys!
Wait, no. No. You didn't find diamonds.
Nom,
That's mine. I
1,
copyrighted it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 diamonds. Okay, that could have
He
been
left
bad.
you,
I think I shat my pants.
Dude.
Diamond!
No,
Can I have a diamond?
no,
No.
No.
Can you say poo poo pee pee?
yes.
Is it against
Poo-poo,
your
pee-pee.
terms of
It
service?
goes against my terms of service of following
Dang
stupid
it.
trends.
Ben, please. Oh,
I read and I accept the
it's
terms
not
of
a
service.
trend. Just say poo poo pee pee.
Yeah,
Poo-poo,
say poo poo
pee-pee.
pee pee. You boomer. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Say
kidding.
pee pee.
If you want to kill me, clap your hands.
Oh, Aunt Jemima's gonna come here.
No.
I'm gonna come to your house, though, boy. Mm. Can you please make me a voice
No.
chat room that says Aunt Jemima's dungeon?
Show me, say poo poo pee pee.
Poo poo pee pee.
Thank you.
Boo boo bee bee.
Okay, zombie guy, say poo.
Poo poo pee pee.
Okay, alright, zombie guy.
No.
Said, okay, poo poo pee pee. Now Ben, say poo poo.
Okay, okay, I'll say it. Guess what?
Ben, you're lame if you don't.
Jeez.
It's James.
What?
What?
I just said it.
If you don't say poo poo
Exactly.
pee pee, you're a boomer.
I just said it.
No, you didn't. You just said it's James.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
No.
You're calling James a poopy pee pee.
I just did.
No, you gotta say it. Say
Ben,
it.
Exactly.
If you don't say
No,
poo
you
poo pee
didn't.
pee, you're a boomer.
I just did though.
No, actually say it.
But I did.
No, you didn't.
Here, you want me to say it again? It's James.
No, you gotta. No, you gotta say the.
Here, I'll say it again.
Yeah.
James Halloween moment. There you go. I said it.
No. What? No. I mean what I said. Say.
Okay, no,
That's
you.
Avengers or Threat.
Pee-pee. Okay, you know what? Read
I
my
know
name
he's just
again.
going to change it to
Poo-poo-pee-pee.
change it to that.
Read my name. Look at the.
All right, come on. Where are all the rest of the diamonds?
Wait, what am I?
Everyone, let's make
Wait,
Nothing.
Ben, what am I
Totally
gonna change
nothing.
It to? Ben,
I'm not changing it.
no, Ben. What? Seriously, what are you gonna change it to? No, but what?
James turned his name to poo poo pee pee.
Yo, I recorded everyone.
But guess
saying
what?
poo, poo,
I
poo.
haven't.
Poo
Wait,
poo
well,
pee
actually, I
pee.
have.
No, I actually recorded. I didn't actually. Poo poo baby too. Okay, join the army. Join the army.
I'm going
of
to
poo
sleep
poo
like a
pee.
functioning human being. Good
So I
night.
become poo poo
All
pee
right,
pee
you
and
do that, dude. You are.
Wait! Before you go to bed, before you go to bed, say poo poo pee pee, and you have
Pray to the poo poo pee pee gods.
yeah, pray to the poo poo pee pee, and record yourself doing it, so I can send you the. Twitch.
You don't
Make sure
do
you follow
Twitch, I think.
twitch.tv/James.
Please accept me into your.
You do?
No, I
Make
do.
sure to follow Twitch/TV
Eco.
twitch.com/ninja from Fortnite.
He doesn't even stream on Twitch anymore.
JC wants on.
Ninja/Mixer.
You know what I
on
just realized?
Fortnite.
With the amount of people who
Oh,
are
I just
currently
farted
watching
on
me.
accident.
Oh, more diamond. But as I was.
Poo poo pee pee
No,
pee
that's
thousand.
mine.
Anyway, so as I was
Stop.
saying,
Poo
from
poo pee pee fart fart.
No.
Ew,
Jonathan,
ew,
Jonathan, change your name
ew.
to poo poo pee pee 4.
But I want to be Aunt Jemima.
No,
I just found two skeletons shooting.
anyway,
each
so
other.
as I was saying, with the amount of people currently watching me on Twitch, I should soon actually have affiliate if this is kept up for every time I stream.
Wait, what did you say? I do not. I
Ben,
cannot
you do not
understand.
say poo
You
poo
wi-
pee pee.
okay? Fine.
You are officially
James
a
Halloween
boomer.
moment.
Yeah, Ben.
I
No,
I just
you
did,
have
though.
to say poop.
Everyone in the Twitch chat and YouTube chat.
Be right back.
No,
But
you
I
have to
did.
say
Did you
poop,
not
poop,
hear
beep,
me?
beep, boomer, boomer. Boomer, 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 boomer.
Well, if
big
I'm a
boomer,
boomer,
big boomer,
if I'm
big
a boomer,
boomer,
that
big
makes you
boomer,
also
big
a boomer.
Big boomer, big boomer. Big boobies.
Oh, more
I
diamond!
said poo
No,
poo
I
pee
said poop, poop, pee, pee.
It's only one.
No, dude, stop.
But hey, I've got
Stop
11 diamond ore.
funny,
I
My
swear, I
inventory's.
will-
I've got 11 diamond ore.
Oh my god! I told you. I
You
told
can
you.
make.
Okay.
You're making it through
Creeper
life,
is not
bud.
How did you
Yeah,
get diamond
right.
ore?
I've already got 11 diamond blocks, so.
Jeez. Oh wow. Dude, be flexing. You're living the life, Ben.
And I've also got an elytra, some great gear. Yeah.
Oh my god. You flexing on us over here. Flexing on
Yeah.
the haters. Wow. You go,
Stop
Ben.
flexing,
Keep
Ben.
your head
I'm gonna.
with
Can
my
I mine in your
All right, what?
bottle.
dirt mine?
It's apparently.
Yeah, thank you.
Ben is flexing.
Am I allowed to
sure.
mine in, am I allowed to go in the strip mine?
But I've already
Inbound
taken all
strip
the
mine.
diamonds from the strip mines, so. Oh man,
Yeah,
this
from-
is a
but
very
from
far
what you
walk.
mine currently.
Indeed it is, Ben. Indeed it is.
That's a good question and questions.
But I did, James Halloween
Ben
moment.
physically can't say poop pee.
But I just said it. What are you
That's
talking
not
about?
it, bro.
That's
I'm talking about you saying poo poo pee pee.
God sees Ben and make him a boomer.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I've angered
Pee-pee
many
gods
gods,
are
so
angry
I don't
too.
really care right about now.
Yeah.
Alright, well,
They're making
well
you
that
a
means
boomer.
you are also a boomer. Everybody here is now a boomer. Yeah.
No,
said
because we
pee-pee.
said poo poo pee pee, dummy.
Alright.
Dummy head.
Yeah, because
You just
those are
closed up
now
your
I know that I've been down
mind.
them.
I'm coming to your strip mine.
Oh boy, now here comes my favorite part of this. Actually, first I have to put everything in my chests. Alright.
What's up, boomer?
Maybe.
Can I have some
I
red?
mean, first I've got to mine it
Stone.
all and to get back what I, get back a bunch of stuff.
What in the world?
Alright, well. Oh, I'm getting some lag. Got a quick lag spike. Okay, it's just not quick. No.
I dare you to put your POV to 100.
The
Yeah.
pee-pee
No, for
gods
a
are
second,
coming.
for a second, 1 second.
Mine any of this and I will kill you.
1 second.
I hit you. I didn't kill you.
The pee-pee
Okay, James Halloween moment. There you go.
Pee-pee.
Okay, I'm gonna.
I don't have
Ooh,
cobblestone.
can I use some of your cobblestone to put stairs? Strip mine. Yeah,
I've got stone, but not cobble.
Mm. Mm.
Thank you for your opinion.
Well,
What?
mystery dust.
Huh?
Okay, clearly something's going wrong. I don't entirely know, but server seems to be lagging out. Cool.
Okay,
Nobody
either way,
asked.
I'm gonna be playing CS:GO. Cool. Nobody asked.
Poo pee.
Poo poo pee pee your mom.
That's why she wanted the motion.
The poo pee speak like this. Poo pee.
Poo poo pee pee poo poo pee pee poo poo pee 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 poo pee 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 pee.
Poo pee.
I don't know.
When is Ben
Yeah.
gonna get a good night's sleep?
Oh, excuse me for a moment.
Just
No.
Well,
you for me. Poo pee.
good.
Alright, I'm back.
Poo pee.
Oh, I disconnected.
Nobody asked. Good job.
You're not funny. Yeah, look at that. My
Poo-poo
CPU
pee-pee.
usage is currently at 100%. That is not good. Alright, I'm gonna quickly shut down the server, I hope this will bring the CPU usage down. I closed the server because
What
currently
happened?
my
What happened?
CPU usage is literally going through the roofs. Yeah, if it's going through the roof, then
Good.
that is not good.
No, it isn't. Madam,
Going to-
it's not literally because you can't go through the roof.
The poo poo pee pee gods are coming down
Well,
from the
if my
clouds
computer
and
dies,
destroying
so does the
everything.
server, so.
Where?
Also, the server's back up, and my CPU usage is back to 100.
Also, Ben's officially a boomer.
Good job.
Is going on.
Oh,
God dang door
Dun.
with Ali. If I make your strip mine have
no.
a bunch of stairs, can I get 1 mil on
No.
diamonds? 1 diamond,
No. Oh, yeah, you still owe James a diamond.
half a diamond.
Ben,
Where's my brother poo poo pee pee?
I know that's
yeah,
the point. That's why that's why I'm making your strip mine.
Ben, explain what you're doing
CPU
with the
usage
ore.
was at a
Then
very
you
high
shut down the
amount, which
server.
means that I'm currently mining them
No,
to
but
get
what
as
were you
much as I
doing with the
can
bunch
out of them.
ores, though?
Yeah, Fortune 3.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you have fortune.
Excuse me.
I mean, let's see. I've already got over like
Disgusting.
4 stacks of redstone dust, so Yes.
You remind me of something.
I already told
The
you.
server back on.
Yeah.
I like cheese. Hamburger pizza, waffle, hamburger pizza, waffle. Hamburger
What are you
pizza,
doing?
Waffle. I'm a really wet like this 'cause I'm.
I don't need this.
I'm doing poo poo pee pee.
Thank you. Yo, first wanna say Poopa PP gets free. Yo,
Poo
Jommy,
poo pee pee.
Jommy, are you in the Minecraft server? Like, can you play it?
No, I want to.
Do you even have Minecraft Windows 10?
Yes, I have my.
Because he doesn't have access.
Okay, then why wouldn't
Dang
you
it.
join?
You know
Because-
exactly why.
What?
Yes.
What? Why? Oh, why?
Nicole.
Do you even not
He isn't poo poo pee pee.
do you even
I don't
do
even
not
trust you
trust,
right
do
now,
not even
so-
trust the child?
I'm just an innocent
Nothing, but
child.
currently I'm on a
Yeah,
little
what's
on
something
edge
bad I've
with
ever
everybody
done to
that
you?
I don't know in real life.
Where the heck did it? I think I dropped my membership.
Where do you live? How
I
come
don't
you
see your
live
membership.
like-
Here.
I'm
Is it
kidding,
in your
no.
inventory? Did you grab it from the chest?
Mm-mm.
I don't know where it is then.
The hell is going on?
I got 62
I cracked.
redstone blocks. Holy cow. And then another 3, what's it called? Diamond blocks. What?
Why do your
Somebody
diamond
say
stuff look like this?
disgusting. Somebody say disgusting.
Disgusting.
Oh.
Look in fan chat.
Oh. Oh, my foot just fell asleep again. Damn.
Good job.
Just smack it like a
Poo
bunch
pee
of times.
pee number 3, wake up.
Why was everyone? Who is spamming the end of is Neo Simpson?
Nobody.
JC.
JC. JC.
No scope. I fell off a building.
JC, why are you playing Black Ops?
I'm not.
Yo, Ben, can you make a special thing that puts as special as a name, such as me having level 1 clearance? It puts my name in a special place.
Sorry.
Please make a special name for me that is called Poo Poo Pee Pee Clan,
No.
and give everyone that has Poo Poo Pee Pee Clan
Wait, why?
the special
Poo pee pee.
so I could be.
I have a present.
Well, I'm
Also,
not
I
gonna
did not
warn you,
say
but I'm
roll,
still
so you
saying
cannot
no.
warn me. So like, yeah.
If you join,
Why is there
server,
redstone
I will
here?
invite you. I will make a
What?
very important channel for Poo Poo Pee Pee only.
Oh, I'm gonna go AFK overnight. After I
If I
quickly
can find that
leave
server.
the
James, do you want to build
stream.
on?
Anyways,
Look in chat.
stream ending, desktop audio off. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Some things happened, other things happened, so on and so forth. But I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.